Baseball seasons can be a lot like roller coasters, filled with ups and downs. Well, after starting last week 3-0, the Gulls finished that week of action with 3 straight losses. Well, tonight, Newport has a chance to get back on track as they play host to the North Shore Navigators. I'm Harry Tidgewell, and we welcome you to Cardines Field for some Monday night NECBL action. We got all your information covered right now on the NECBL Broadcast pregame show.
Well, it's a beautiful day for Newport baseball. The sun is shining. There's some clouds in the air, but it doesn't look like we're going to have rain. Unless you're talking about rain and confetti on my guest here, the birthday boy, Matt Benestad, one of our interns who we're going to have a Gulls Inside Scoop with. Benny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hopefully we get the Gulls back in the winning column.
Hopefully. Well, also, happy 20th birthday.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
So, what do you have for birthday plans after this game? Do you have anything special you're planning on going anywhere out in Newport?
Now, hopefully have a nice long game at Cardines, pull out the win to start off the week, and go back and start off a fun week here in Newport.
Now, you started with quite a few of us interns, myself included, alongside our cameraman, Ethan Poole. You started with us last year. You know, what has been one of your favorite moments while being an intern here at Cardines?
I think it was definitely being a part and being in the middle of the atmosphere, working the cameras in the playoffs, especially the game against Mystic, when we wanted to move on to the finals of the Southern Conference. And so just being in that Cardines atmosphere and the Cardines world that, made the Gulls fans, the Gulls community all put together, and that's why I intern here.
Now, Fairfield is your college of choice. I imagine you're studying communications. What are you hoping to do with your communications studies once you've graduated and you've moved on from the legendary, Gulls organization?
Yeah, I hope to bring it to the sports media world, travel, cover games, talk about games, broadcast games, just be part of the great, sports media industry that's out there. All the great, broadcasters, Joe Buck, Mike Tirico, Al Michaels, all of the, high, professional announcers in the sports media world, use my experiences I, built at Fairfield and built here in Newport to expand my knowledge on sports in general.
Yeah. Matt Benestad, birthday boy, thank you so much for doing the interview. We'll have more from the pregame show right after this. Stay tuned.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. The moment I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm kicking and rolling. They already know.
We welcome you back to the Newport Gulls NECBL Broadcast pregame show alongside Gulls shortstop Gus Gandy. And Gus, a couple weeks now in Newport, how have you gone about getting into the groove of things?
We got a good group of guys, so I'm excited to keep it rolling. So let's keep it rolling and let's get some wins.
Well, it's 6 games in the next 6 days for you guys once again, and you went 3-3 last week. What's something that not only you but the team's going to look to and improve upon in this 3rd week of NECBL action?
Just taking advantage of the pitches that we get, some over the heart of the plate, just taking control and doing damage to it. So just taking advantage of the things that come upon.
Well, the action gets started here tonight. The Gulls hosting the North Shore Navigators. First pitch is 6:35. You can stream it on ESPN+. Make sure to tune in. Right back with you on the NECBL Broadcast pregame show with assistant hitting coach Noah Martinez. Coach Noah, you've been seeing a lot of new swings, a lot of new players all together since the start of the NECBL season. What are some key things you've picked up on as of late?
I think across the league we see some really good hitters, which is fantastic. I think the biggest thing is seeing the breaker down for us. We've been seeing a lot of swings across the league, not just us, with breakers down in the zone early in the count. So I think we just need to avoid that, and I think we're in a good spot. So,
with another busy week of NECBL action, to say the least, what's something you want to see these bats improve upon during the week?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just competitiveness. I think we're in a good spot. I think we have a really good group of guys in the lineup. I think it's just about attacking early up in the zone and really just fighting when it comes to 2 strikes. I think overall we're striking out a little bit too much, more than we would hope. But we're in a good spot. I think all across the league we see the same kind of results. So we're just kind of doing what we can to improve every single day. So.
Fun one for you to end it. College World Series currently going on. I know you've been watching a little bit of the games. Any early pick for who's going to take it all?
Georgia. I'll go with Georgia. I know Dylan has a brother there, so I'm going to gun for Georgia. So.
Well, the Gulls are back in action here tonight at 6:35. Make sure to catch it on ESPN. Noah Martinez and Harry Tidwell.
I'm Veronica Borelli, and today I'm here with Peter Mershon. Peter, how do you think your time at Mississippi, obviously you have a big transfer coming up, how do you think your time at Mississippi prepared you for your going into Coastal?
Yeah, I love all the coaches there at Mississippi State, and they do a great job preparing players every day. I'm just excited to get live at bats every day. I think that's the biggest thing for development is being in there every day against quality arms and seeing the ball, and yeah, going from there.
Obviously today's your first game here at Cardines. What is your mindset coming into this game today?
Yeah, like I said, just seeing the ball and just settling in a little bit. You know, first at bats of the summer, so timing might be a little off or whatever. So just trying to get the timing right, and then yeah, go from there.
And then, what are you most excited to improve upon this season? Like, what are you looking to get out of Cardines this summer?
Yeah, I think this place is special. In Newport, it's been awesome experience so far. But just the aspect of live at bats every day, I think as we go, I think I'll improve significantly as the summer goes on.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Benefit that fine organization. The NECBL presents the North Shore Navigators of the city of Lynn, Massachusetts versus your Newport Gulls. Here are the starting lineup, starting with the Navs. Leading off, the right fielder, number 2, Grayson Carpenter of Dayton University in the city of Fort Myers, Florida. Batting second, the center fielder, number 14, Hunter Kingsbury of Bryant University in the city of Byfield, Massachusetts. Batting third, the left fielder, number 17, Grant Hunter of Binghamton University and the town of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 26, Jay Slater of Northwestern University in the town of Downington, Pennsylvania. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 10, Maddox Simpson. He's from Ohio State University and Lehigh Acres, Florida. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 18, Jason Bello of Dayton University and Fort Myers, Florida. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 15, Alden Sangenberger of Seton Hall University in the town of Barrington, New Hampshire. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 12, Jack Rickheim of Harvard University in the city of Milton, Georgia. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 5, Hudson Ellis of Oral Roberts University in the city of Round Rock, Texas. On the mound tonight for the Navs, number 25, Gian Gamelli of Notre Dame University in Wenham, Massachusetts. the coaching staff. The manager is Jack Hawk. Assistant coach Joe Maggio. Assistant coach Howard Riva. And assistant coach Dan Hirsch. Starting lineups for the Newport Gulls. Leading off, the first baseman, number 16, Devin Zerwas. He's from Eastern Michigan University in the town of Imperial, Pennsylvania. Batting second, the right fielder, number 15, Tristan Salinas of Rutgers University in the town of Boone.
And his baseball buddy, Monroe Menti.
That's right. My old age is catching up, and I didn't announce the baseball buddies. Good heavens. Batting third, the third baseman, number 13, Maddox Haley of Gonzaga University in the town of La Mesa, California.
And his baseball buddy, Lincoln Wendt.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 31, Ryan Novak of Miami University in Canton, Georgia.
And his baseball buddy, Hudson Cabral.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 30, Cade Brown of Georgia Tech in the town of Jefferson, Georgia. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 1, Caden Cloud of the University of Kentucky in the town of Nixa. That's in Missouri.
And his baseball buddy, James Mayer.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 25, Braxton Trammell of East Carolina University in Hickory, North Carolina.
And his baseball buddy, Eddie Diarruda.
Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 42, Chris Kluge of the United States Military Academy, a resident of the capital city of Indianapolis, Indiana. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 2, Adam Brodsky of Michigan State University in Harrison Township, Michigan. On the mound tonight for the Gulls, number 33, Mason Christopher of Seton Hall University. He's from Middletown, of all places, but the one down in New Jersey. Okay, the coaching staff. The manager is the colorful Mike Coombs, hitting coach Ted Reagan, pitching coach Keith Long, and the 2 new assistants, Dylan Brown and Noah Martinez. The umpires assigned to tonight's game. Calling balls and strikes, Mr. Jeffrey Kinney. On the base paths, Mr. Stephen Kalenda and Mr. Glenn Stewart. We trust these fine men will be shown every courtesy. Thank you.
Thank you, Don, and good evening, Gulls fans, and welcome to historic Cardines Field for Clements Marketplace Night, featuring tonight's matchup between the North Shore Navigators and your Newport Gulls. Clements Marketplace is a second-generation family business which opened its doors in 1980. Over their amazing 42 years in business, they have been fortunate to work with thousands of amazing staff. Many of the staff Clements Marketplace has worked with include local students entering the workforce for the very first time. Clements Marketplace takes great pride and responsibility for their team, teaching everyone to learn and develop valuable skills while providing a Quinnic Island with the freshest foods and best service available. They are also very much grateful for their wonderful customers and work to support the community through their staff food bank program, annual charity golf tournament, community partner programs, and so much more. On behalf of the entire Newport Gulls organization, we would like to personally thank Clements Marketplace for sponsoring tonight's game and for all that they do on the Aquidneck Island community. Thank you. Tonight, Gulls fans, I would like to welcome out two very special guests to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitches. First up is Ray Damala. Ray is 6 years old and just finished kindergarten. He currently plays catcher for Middletown Little League. He has a little sister and a puppy. Some of his favorite things include sports, playing outside, and camping. Step up to the mound, Ray. Nice job, Ray. Next up is Chase Anthony. Chase is the 5-year-old grandson of Tracy. He loves to play baseball and golf and enjoys reading. His favorite book is The Railway Children. Awesome pick, Chase. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you could please rise, if you are able, and remove your caps for the presentation of tonight's colors. Presenting tonight's colors is Troop 1 from Portsmouth. Performing the national anthem tonight is Sharon Holmes.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare bursting gave proof through the night that us. Oh, I'm so sorry. Everybody! Oh, say does that star-spangled banner all the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Mic check, mic check. You guys got me?
Hi, testing.
You can keep talking. I got you.
Call it 5 favorites. Oh, I gotta look at this thing. So we just pick our 5 favorite of any category. Let me check off fruit because that's what I did last.
Oh, are you serious? We talked about fruit on our last home game. I
Really?
swear.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, I'll let you pick a category.
Oh, perfect.
Except for one that's checked off.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're gonna.
Again, to Troop 1 from
Ooh.
and Sharon for that beautiful rendition.
I'll be close. I'll be quick. I'll be quick.
1 minute.
You don't have to pick
Let's
now.
do. Okay, I'll think on it. I'm
All
between
right.
condiments and
Do me a
movies.
huge favor though. If you could watch, because you're.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
No, you're good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, be very careful.
Here,
Wires.
wait. Maybe we can. Actually, no, it's fine. I'll just.
No,
keep
it's
my
all
finger
good.
here.
This is good.
I was gonna try and change it. We welcome you to Cardines Field for some cross-division NECBL action between the Newport Gulls of the South playing host to the North Shore Navigators of the North. Two teams off to unideal starts and slight holes to begin the season, but the question we'll answer here tonight, who will begin to pull themselves up and who is going to keep on digging? Find out next on ESPN Plus. First pitch right after this. '74 and sunny on this beautiful Monday night from Cardines Field on ESPN Plus. We welcome you to the broadcast booth alongside Joe Dupuis and Luke Fitzpatrick. I'm Harry Tidgewell, and as we talked about in that little bit of that pregame intro, if you will, two teams that off to unideal starts. The North Shore Navigators just 2-6 through their first 8. The Newport Gulls 3-5-1. Luke, I'll start with you, our North Shore Navigators expert, if you will. A team that isn't quite where they want to be just yet, but what's some promising things you saw in yesterday's win against the North Adams Steeplecats they could carry over into today?
Yeah, everything kind of came together for them in that win. They had good starting pitching on the mound. Unable to get out of that jam was John Hegarty in the third inning, but they got consistent pitching down the stretch. But the biggest thing has been the offense. It's been the problem so far for the Navigators. They started 2-6 last year. They started 2-6 this year, so they're not unfamiliar to slow starts. But the offense definitely has been the problem. 143 with runners in scoring position. Broke out in a big way on Saturday.
Well, it won't be easy for the offense to ramp up here tonight, but we'll get more into that later. Joe, I turn to you. The Gulls started last week 3-0, but then ended on a 3-game losing streak, including that crushing loss to the Sanford Mainers where they just couldn't hold on to what was a 3-2 lead. How does Newport go about clicking the reset button here tonight?
Well, I think it's, you look to the leadership of the people that were here last year, Ryan Novak, Cade Brown, and, of course, the coaching staff, and they're going to tell these guys, look, I know that record isn't great, but we were in that same position last year. This same position, same time last year, we were struggling. We were below 500. We ended up winning the division. So don't worry about the small games at the start. It's just beginning. You gotta buckle down, focus on the long term.
Well, it all starts on the mound with Mason Christopher making his third appearance, third start of the season, and he's gone 8 innings altogether, yet to surrender a single run. He's given up just 5 hits and 2 walks with 9 strikeouts as well. His first chance pitching in front of the home crowd here tonight. First pitch is low in the dirt for ball 1, and taking you through tonight's batting lineup, I turn it over to you, Luke.
Yeah, Grayson Carpenter at the dish right now. He leads off and plays right field. Hunter Kingsbury in the 2-hole in center field. Grant Hunter in left field. He bats third. Jay Slater in the cleanup spot tonight as the designated hitter. Maddox Simpson bats 5th. Jason Bello after him and playing third base. Aiden Sengenberger bats 7th and is behind the dish. Jack Rickheim at second base hits 8th. And Hudson Ellis, the shortstop, batting 9th.
Second pitch misses the zone as well. 2 balls, no strikes to Grayson Carpenter. Christopher lifts and deals. Grounded foul left side.
Yeah,
First strike of the ball game.
Carpenter, a really, really patient hitter. He is not going to swing at many pitches outside the zone. Waits on his pitch, gets his pitch, puts the ball in play. Phenomenal true freshman season this past year at Dayton.
Grayson Carpenter batting .318 so far through his first 6 games played, but a .423 on base percentage as well via 4 free passes, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. Taps one softly left side, fielded by Brown. Throw over to first, not going to be in time. It's a infield single to kick things off. That's Maddox Haley over at third. We'll get into those defensive adjustments right now. We take you across the outfield grass. Cade Brown stands in left. Chris Klug in center. And Tristan Salinas over at third. At the hot corner, Maddox Haley, Caden Cloud, and Braxton Trammell playing up the middle. Devin Zyrus returns to the goals today, playing over at first. Behind the dish, it's the Michigan State Spartan, Adam Broski on the mound, Mason Christopher, DHing Ryan Novak. So that's where you see the change of Brown shifting from his usual spot at third into the outfield grass. Novak getting the day off from having to play in the field as Christopher puts one by Hunter Kingsbury for strike 1.
Yeah, really, Mike Coombs is just trying to figure out where can we have our guys develop and where can we put them in the best position that they, might not be their main position, but it can help the team out while they're learning.
Breaking ball for strike 2. So Christopher working ahead early on the second batter of the day, trying to collect that first out.
Yeah, Kingsbury, a guy who's been swinging a better bat of late. As mentioned, manager Coombs, he's seen it all. Began as the Newport manager in 2005, the winningest program in the NECBL. The Newport Gulls are under him, 5 titles. And this is really the point in the year. We talked about slow starts for both sides. Last year, the Gulls finished 15-8 in the month of June, but they ripped off a 6-game winning streak. They won 10 of their final 12 in the month of June, and dipping into July, that was a stretch where they were 14-2 in 16 games. They really took off in the middle of the year. Looking to, of course, find the same magic here in 2026.
And this is a league where anybody can beat anybody,
Right.
even the lowest teams can beat the best teams.
Christopher still ahead 0-2. That unpredictability, what makes the NECBL so special. The pitch home, fouled back into the mitt for strike 3. Christopher has his first strikeout of the day, 10th on the season. And he's just been so impressive so far, as we already mentioned. 0 runs given up so far this year through his first 2 starts. He worked 5 innings of work his last time around, and he's just a jack of all trades, if you will. He has a good fastball, good breaking ball mix, so much command over the plate as well. Ate up a ton of innings at Seton Hall this past season. He'll get to face his teammate in Sengenberger later today, batting in the 7-hole for the North Shore Navigators.
Yeah, Kingsbury struck out 4 of his last 6 plate appearances dating back to that game on Saturday. But he is the only lefty in the lineup, 8 righties as the Navs counter the left-hander.
The LO is fouled back into the street.
And North Shore has not faced a ton of lefties this season, but in a small sample size, they are marginally better offensively, hitting .225 off lefties, and just .201 against right-handed pitching.
The 0-1 from...
Sorry to cut you up. This guy's been red hot. Grant Hunter, 3 hits on Saturday, 2 home runs this season. Not the guy you want to face with a base runner right now.
0-1 misses outside. Count draws even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grayson Carpenter leads off over at first. Christopher rises and deals. Tapped left side, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Newport, the strikeout numbers on the pitching side have been great. They sit towards the top of the NECBL in that category. But on the hitting side, you don't exactly want to be at the top in terms of total strikeouts, and well, that's where Newport finds themselves.
Been a little bit of a mixed bag on the mound. You mentioned the strikeouts and their pitching staff.
Runner goes, the 1-2 misses low. Throw from Broski, not in time. Adam Broski's been terrific behind the plate as of late, especially with those throws down to second, but the speedy Carpenter is in safely.
And, you know, the Navigators, this is a good team to try and refocus your hitting on because this is a team that's middle of the pack in terms of their overall ERA. So if the Navigators want to try and get their season on track, this is a good place to start after how they did with North Adams on Saturday.
Yeah, the Newport pitching staff, 100 strikeouts coming into play, now 101. That's the most in the NECBL.
Tapped up the middle, working in his Cloud, has it on the run, throw to first in time for the second out of the inning. A slow chopper that just got over the head of Mason Christopher, but the freshman out of Kentucky makes a nice play over to first.
And Jay Slater coming up right now. He had a home run in that game on Saturday, which was his NECBL season debut. The Newport pitching staff has allowed 5 home runs this season. That is tied for the most in the NECBL.
As you just mentioned, Luke, Newport, the first team to triple-digit strikeouts on the pitching staff side of things.
A 3 true outcomes staff with the most strikeouts and the most home runs.
Pitch misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Newport coming off a 5-4 loss to the Sanford Mainers, a game that they led 3-2 heading into the 7th before the Mainers exploded for 3 runs and held on to the 2-run lead from there.
And that was phenomenal situational hitting by the Mainers. They only had 1 hit in that inning and 2 walks, 4 stolen bases to manufacture those 3 runs.
It was aggression on the base pass. It was also a mix of Newport shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, 2 errors in the field, and miscues that carried over from that Martha's Vineyard game the night before.
And Newport had runners on first and third with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th.
The 1-1 catches the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Christopher now just 1 strike away from working out the inning after the leadoff man Carpenter worked his way aboard.
Yeah, they got 1 back in that 9th but couldn't tie it. Just shot themselves in the foot too many times in that game.
The 1-2, fly ball right field, working on back on it is Salinas with a few feet to spare. Makes the catch over the shoulder for the 3rd out of the inning. The North Shore Navigators manage 1 hit, but Grayson Carpenter left at bay. Newport looks to strike first in the bottom half of the inning. Coming up next on ESPN+.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, work the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's 1 all, 1 shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Stadionic's primary goal is to maximize fan safety and amplify the fan experience so that you or your client get exactly what you envision.
Welcome into beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's downright gorgeous.
Time for the Gulls to get their first licks, but it won't be easy off the man off the mound. Gian Gamelli out of Notre Dame, and for more on the left-hander, Luke Fitzpatrick.
Thank you very much, Harry. Yeah, Gian Gamelli, Notre Dame product, as you mentioned, from Wenham, Massachusetts. The #1 left-handed pitching and #8 overall prospect coming out of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the class of 2025. Sinker, changeup, sweeper, 4-seamer, and a cutter. He made 1 appearance this season. He unfortunately earned a loss, but was fantastic in that game. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. That is a 24 strikeouts per 9 for those keeping track. 2 walks. That is a 1.33 whip in the very small sample size.
Well, it won't be easy against the top of this Newport Gulls order, especially. Devin Zyrus, Tristan Salinas, and Maddox Haley, who was just named the NCBWA first-team DH this past week, are due up in the order. Ryan Novak bats 4th, Cade Brown and Caden Cloud batting 5th and 6th, Braxton Trammell 7th, Chris Klug batting 8th, and Adam Broski rounds out today's lineup batting 9th. We'll take you across the diamond really quickly.
Yes, absolutely. In the infield, Jason Bello at third base, Hudson Ellis the shortstop, Jack Rickheim at second, and Maddox Simpson the first baseman. In the outfield, left to right, Grant Hunter, Hunter Kingsbury, and Grayson Carpenter, and Aiden Sengenberger doing the catching for Gian Gamelli. Look up and down that lineup. You got some lefty killers. You got some guys that really struggle against lefties. So it's an interesting mix.
You notice some brainiacs as well. Hunter Kingsbury and Jack Rickheim, both Harvard guys.
Yes.
And, of course, the starting batter for the Gulls, Devin Zyrus, is honestly not the first person you want to be facing if you're dealing with the pitching for the Navs.
Tap softly up the middle at the mound, throw to first in time.
Zyrus, the number 1 batting average of the Gulls lineup, also in the top 10 of batting averages in the NECBL in the very young season that we have going on.
Not exactly what you want to see out of your leadoff batter right there. Just a slow tapper right back up the middle on the very first pitch. So 1 pitch, 1 out from Gian Gamelli. Hands things over to Tristan Salinas, who has also been off to a hot start to begin the season, batting .367 with a .467 slugging.
Yeah,
11
Salinas.
total hits, 3 of them good for extra bases.
Salinas, a very aggressive hitter, swings at the first pitch 43% of the time. Didn't see it right there, but he will chase if you get him to 2 strikes. Chase the fastball at 53% this past collegiate season.
A strong and furious swing, a tapper right back at the mound once again. Gamelli has trouble with this one, but the throw to first once again in time. Back-to-back ground outs to the pitcher to kick things off. Gamelli having a busy day already.
Yeah, great composure out there on the mound. Bobbled that baseball, but he knows he's got time. It's just 60 feet and 6 inches to home plate. It's exactly the same distance over to first base. No need to rush.
Little Pythagorean theorem there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Maddox
I
Haley
don't know much, but I know that.
Yeah. We'll try and avoid the 1-2-3 inning. As I mentioned, going through that lineup, named the NCBWA first-team designated hitter, someone that can really swing it, batting .296 this season, but crushed with the Bulldogs in the WCC.
Yeah, absolutely. A first-team All-WCC San Diego State transfer. He's been playing he played the outfield a lot this past season for the Bulldogs, but at third base tonight and playing infield for these Gulls. .441 against fastballs, so look for a lot of the off-speed and breaking ball out of the left hand of Gamelli.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of breaking balls, a lot of sliders early in the season. That's how pitchers have tried to go about beating him. He got the fastball earlier this year, a week ago today, Newport's first win. Maddox Haley lining a single into the right field grass and part of that Newport 3-game winning streak during the beginning of the NECBL Week 2. Watches strike 1 at the top of the letters.
Yeah, Haley, not a guy you want to be behind in the count to. A really good 2-strike hitter. Of course, even better when he's in a hitter's count.
He just has so much strength and raw power in that swing that even when he doesn't catch it exactly off the barrel, he's able to lift it into the outfield grass, and if he's able to find a gap, that can be good for extra bases. Already has a double on the season.
Definitely a testament to Ted Regan, the hitting coach of the Gulls, and what he preaches to every player that comes through Southern Rhode Island.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gamelli trying to go 1-2-3. The pitch home, swing and a miss, strike 3. Gian Gamelli fields 2 ground outs and strikes out the third batter of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Gulls. We're scoreless heading to the second on ESPN+. Time for the top of the second on ESPN Plus. Mason Christopher back out there for the Newport Gulls. Saw 4 batters in the first inning. It'll be Maddox Simpson, Jason Bello, and Aiden Sengenberger, his teammate over at Seton Hall, due up this inning.
Yeah, I mentioned that Gian Gamelli, a top left-handed pitching prospect coming out of Massachusetts. Christopher can say the same about the state of New Jersey. Number 57 overall prospect coming out of high school, the number 5 left-handed pitcher. These two guys very similar in size and stature. Christopher 6'3", 200 pounds. Gamelli 6'3", listed at 202 pounds.
Mason Christopher, if he could get the next 3 outs unscathed, will have made it officially to double-digit innings without giving up a single run, I should say. Maddox Simpson out of Ohio State, the Buckeye, leads things off. Christopher set. Kicks and deals. First pitch grounded towards Haley over at third. Fields it, throw to first just in time for the first out of the inning.
Yeah,
1 pitch, 1 out.
Simpson's gotten off to a frustrating start to the season. Just 1 for 15, now 1 for 16. He's been hitting the ball hard, though, putting some good swings on the baseball. You could say the same about this guy, Jason Bello. Just 1 hit for him this season, 1 for 22.
6 strikeouts to his name as well. Jason Bello out of Dayton.
Yeah, Bello, one of a couple of starters. Grayson Carpenter in that group who got Saturday off. Some of them pulled early from the lineup, or early in the game, I should say, on Friday. So you get half the game Friday off and then Saturday off. And, of course, the Sunday off day. So a little bit of a weekend reset. And for a guy like Bello, that could be really helpful for him.
First base umpire also called that one a no swing.
No swing, yes. Pitch, breaking ball misses low in the dirt, but Bello able to hold on up. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 man out in the top of the second. Pitch home from Christopher above the letters. So 3 quick balls to Bello after recording it out on the first pitch to Simpson.
And one thing that Mason Christopher should be thankful for is that he doesn't have to face the best batter on the Navigators, being Danny Flynn. He's not in the starting lineup tonight.
Pitch home, popped up right side. Salinas working over on it, underneath it, and making in the catch, battling the sun for the first out of the inning. You could see him kind of moving back and forth out there, but nonetheless able to leather it up for out number 1.
Yeah, you mentioned Danny Flynn out of the lineup with a hamstring injury. Jack Hawk telling me last week he's been shut down until Tuesday, as in tomorrow.
Ooh.
Flynn was taking some hacks during BP today. I asked him, how's it feel? He said, nothing's hurting yet. I also haven't ran yet. Of course, Danny Flynn not in the lineup.
Yeah.
But a good thing maybe that during BP he didn't feel anything in that hamstring.
The running is the important part.
Yes.
Foul, left side. Gives me
like
2
him.
outs in the inning. Danny Flynn has played 2 games so far this season, batting .400, 2 hits, one of them a double.
Yeah, a guy who works gap to gap. You know he's going to have to run and cross first base. I almost told him before the game, you get under 1 to right, you can jog around the bases. Just 280 to right field.
The short porch of Cardines Field. The 0-1 from Christopher. Misses up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you talked about it, Harry. These 2 guys, the Seton Hall products, battery mates.
Yeah. You got to think the advantage must go to Sengenberger, who's
just
probably
gonna say
caught
that.
hundreds of pitches from Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher does not know nearly enough about Sengenberger as a hitter.
The 1-1 clips the knees for strike 2.
The last time Sengenberger was down here in Cardines was when the Navs came here last year. Didn't record a single hit. He's hoping to redeem himself here, so he knows how that grass is. It's very tricky.
Just 1 hit through his first 10 ABs. The 1-2 from Christopher fouled back into the netting.
Yeah, that 1 hit, he made it count, though. That was Thursday. Navigators fell behind 6-0 at the hands of the Valley Blue Sox, came all the way back to tie it. Sengenberger's hit was a 2-run single that tied the game. So he is off to a slow start, but he has that clutch gene at the same time.
And sometimes that can jumpstart your offensive production just a little bit. The 1-2. Fly ball center field. Klug works over on it and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Make it 10 innings for Mason Christopher to begin the season without surrendering a single run. The bottom of the 2nd up next as the Newport Gulls try and grab the lead on ESPN+.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. Moment I gotta keep going. I'm shaking the dice and I'm kicking and rolling. They already know.
We are the heartbeat of innovation. The ones who care for your heart as if it were our own. We are challengers who never settle. We are healers who turn fear into hope and the impossible into done. We are at the heart of this community, providing advanced, nationally recognized medicine. We are South Coast Health, Heart and Vascular.
Bottom of the 2nd, just moments away, but we'd like to remind you that Stadionic is the official netting and facility partner of the New England League. Stadionic's netting, wall padding, and facility solutions have been featured in Major League Baseball venues, including Citi Field, home of the New York Mets, and Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves, as well as collegiate facilities throughout the entire country, including Florida, North Carolina, Clemson, Texas, Horns Up, and many more. From design to fabrication to installation, Stadionic is making sports facilities iconic. And, well, Zephyr is the official on-the-field cap. As you look at those caps of the North Shore Navigators, quite nice. The Gulls with some of the best in the league as well. The official on-field cap of the NECBL, known as Z-Hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy, creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure to pick up your Gulls or Navigators official on-field cap today.
I have one of my own for the Gulls. I got game 1 of last year when they played Vermont.
Very nice.
And Ryan Novak was there.
And 2 birds with 1 stone right there, Harry.
Yeah.
Yes, banged them both out. We had a little bit of extra time coming back from the break.
Yeah.
Harry is.
Wait till we talk about Steamship Authority in a little bit. That gets me riled up.
He knows how to do transitions, trust me.
Well, Ryan Novak, the lefty, digs in, as Joe Dupuis already hinted at, a returner for the Gulls.
One of only 3 guys on the Gulls roster to actually make their return here alongside Cade Brown and not quite here yet, Kyle Branch, who's still with the Sooners.
Kyle Branch, yeah, playing in the College World Series. You guys been keeping up with that at all?
I mean, I've been having a lot going on, unfortunately.
You're busy.
So
I get it. You're a busy guy.
Very busy, yeah.
I keep track of my LSU Tigers. That's about it.
LSU Tigers, wow.
Yes.
Heating up in Omaha.
This guy in Ryan Novak, that his hitter profile to start the season has not matched who he is as a hitter historically. 172, 7 strikeouts in 29 at-bats. He is leading the team with 8 RBIs, but
you look at that big three home run number as well. Tacked on another one in Sanford this past weekend.
Yeah, from the collegiate season, he's a contact guy, doesn't chase, doesn't swing and miss. So far been a little different this year as he gets hit by this pitch.
Ooh, that looked a little bit rough, but it might have just clipped him.
And he has taken a lot of advantage out of the free pass. As you mentioned, a 172 batting average, but a 385 OPP. And that's due to the 9 walks he's worked and now 2 hit by pitches after Gamelli just works a little too far inside.
Novak takes his at-bats very carefully and slowly, and sometimes that means he gets struck out. Sometimes he takes a hit at something he doesn't need to. But it really helps with building up those walks and getting into a position where hopefully his teammates can help him.
Strike 1 swinging from Cade Brown right through the fastball.
And Brown swings at the first pitch 42% of the time. That's not a surprise as he had him take a big cut right there. Really good numbers against lefties, so Gamelli with the leadoff man on has to tread lightly here.
Interestingly enough, I wanted to go back to the College World Series for just a second because I know you mentioned Kyle Branch with Oklahoma batting 9th and playing second base in tonight's game against Georgia. And, well, his brother, Colby Branch, is playing shortstop on the other side, batting 8th. So branch-on-branch action here tonight.
Oh, the Branch family has history with the Gulls as well.
Yes. That game on at 7 on ESPN, starting right now. We hope you stay with us, though, on ESPN+.
Yeah, don't plug another game.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Maybe, maybe you can get the multi-view on.
Well, I know
on
that
the app?
I know that on the ESPN Plus there is the multi-view also going on with the matchup between Danbury and Martha's Vineyard as well at the same time as this.
Get all your screens ready. Maybe work in some World Cup action. Just
Of course
stay inside.
Well, we got the NBA Finals are over.
The NBA
Stanley
Finals
Cup's
are
over. Nowhere to go. Just watch the game.
Of course, my mom's watching this from up in Cumberland, Rhode Island. She's just watching this one because she likes the Gulls. Hi, Mom.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't like the Gulls? The 2-1 home. Fastball that sneaks past Brown for the second strike.
Yeah, they saw me broadcasting last year, and after the first game, they were like, "We're Gulls fans for life now."
Yeah, there you go.
Lost my father, unfortunately, back in December. But, my mom, still a Gulls fan, still really excited whenever I come on the broadcast.
It's a pleasure to have you on the broadcast, Joe. We thank you for all that you do.
Very sorry to hear that.
The 2-2 misses up.
We talk about the Z hats. My dad just got a Navigators Z hat at Frazier Field this past
nice.
week. Oh, yeah.
Very, very nice. Joe, I know you're usually on graphics duty, but being up in the booth, always a treat, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I helped with making the graphics for today's game, if you've been seeing them coming up.
Yes. A
beautiful
pocket knife, if you will. What do they call it?
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife.
I have many different
Jack
talents
of
when
all
it comes
trades.
to production. Yeah.
Yes. Master of them all as well.
No, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a master at it.
Glue guy.
Gamelli, the 3-2, trying to find his first out of the inning. The pitch home, cold, strike 3. Brown doesn't like it, but Gamelli sits him down on the full count for the first out of the inning. Turns things over to Caden Cloud. Just wrapped up his freshman year over at Kentucky, and it's been an impressive start to the season for the young middle infielder.
Yeah, Caden Cloud, great name, great walk-up song, little Rihanna throwback. I love it.
Disturbia. I was in middle school when that came out.
Batting .417 through his first 3 games played as the pickoff move almost gets away, but Novak back in safely. Simpson keeps the ball from flying into the right field foul territory, if you will. Caden Cloud batting .417 with a .750 on base percentage, courtesy of 1 double and 1 long ball already this season as he watches strike 1 on the outside half.
Yeah, reverse splits guy this season for the Kentucky Wildcats. Against lefties, just 152, 303 slug. Struggled against breaking balls.
Showing off the muscles on that right arm, too. Like another guy I know named Cloud, he is strong.
Yes. Well, Cardians Field, if you could hear it on the broadcast, putting their hands up in the air. The
Absolutely.
Party getting started for the summer. The 25th anniversary of Newport Gulls baseball.
25th season.
25th season, yes.
Their first season there, they actually won the NECBL back in 2001.
Shocking.
Formerly, they only had 1 other year of existence. They were over in Cranston, just known as the Rhode Island Gulls, and then came over here. I think it worked.
Yeah, I think it panned out for him quite nicely. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ryan Novak leads off over at first. The pitch home, in the dirt, gets past Sengenberger, and Novak will advance the free 90 feet over into scoring position at second.
And that's difficult to do here at Cardines Field because that is one of the shortest backstops here. Cardines Field is a field of weirdness, as YouTuber 5 Points Vids would call it.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm surprised he hasn't reviewed this place yet.
He mainly does a lot of major league stadiums, but I mean, this is one of the oldest stadiums in the country. So
very historic.
Very historic.
Yeah, you got 360 to center, pretty short. Then
yes.
you got, it looks like at least a 30-foot fence out there.
Yeah, I like to compare this place
26
to
and a
Fenway.
half.
Pretty
is
good
the
I compare this place to Fenway a lot because not only do you have the Green Monster-esque fence in terms of height, but you also have that weird little jut that goes out into center field.
Yes,
I remember playing MVP baseball. Anytime you go into Fenway Park for a game, anytime ball goes out there, immediate triple because the AI couldn't understand it. Weird dimensions here, just like with Fenway, but hey, it's a lovable stadium.
Well, you mentioned where that fence comes in and right center field, and the Gulls have used that to their advantage. The pitch home, swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gamelli.
Yeah, you talk about the similarities between here and Fenway Park. The difference to me, this team knows how to use it to their advantage.
Yeah.
The Red Sox not very good at Fenway Park.
Yes.
I mean, look
the Gulls last year 20-6.
It seems like it's the Boston Red Sox first time playing in Fenway every time they have a home game.
This year
But yes, the Gulls have already had 2 home runs basically go right over where that 321 sign is already this season. One of those was a grand slam from Gus Gandy, so definitely using it to their advantage early on in the season.
And here comes Braxton Trammell.
Trammell so far this year doesn't quite have the offensive numbers he's been looking for. Just 1 hit, a 125 batting average, but 3 RBIs. He came up big last week with a 2 RBI single into right field, a sac fly as well against the Mystic Schooners.
Trammell had a huge collegiate season, marginally better against lefties than righties. He is a switch hitter. Struggles with breaking balls. You're going to see a lot of heaters here, I'd imagine. He didn't play in the collegiate season this past year, so those numbers tracking back to 2025.
The 1-0 home. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And Gamelli seems to really enjoy that high fastball here in the second.
Yeah, Gamelli hasn't pitched in 8 days, but it doesn't matter to him. That heater has some late life on it.
If anything, it just means that he's more refreshed than other
Definitely.
pitchers.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Novak in scoring position over at second. The pitch home. Catches the inside third for strike 2.
And the biggest key for Gamelli is, of course, finding the zone. We know in the NECBL, strikes at a premium. If Gamelli, with his stuff, can find the zone consistently, he's nearly unhittable.
1 pitch away from getting out of his second inning of work unscathed. The 1-2 home. Called, strike 3. Gamelli works inside for strike 2, then goes on the outer corner for strike 3. The Gulls get 1 man aboard, but Novak left on base, knotted at zeros as we head to the 3rd on ESPN+. Well, I know you can't see it on your screen right now, but we just had a little donut eating contest.
A classic contest
on the field.
Every end of the second.
You guys got a favorite donut?
I like a Boston cream.
Okay.
Whenever I go to Dunkin', it's chocolate frosted with sprinkles and a jelly donut.
Oh, double. I got a strawberry with sprinkles sometimes.
You guys are making me feel lame. I just go with the glazed.
Basic guy.
I know,
he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants.
Simple but effective. You know.
Yeah.
It never fails you.
It never fails you.
You know who also never fails? Mason Christopher with how he's been doing today.
That was what Joe. That was just wonderful.
I mean, he had a strikeout in the first, and then he managed to work well with the rest of the team to make sure nothing got on last inning. So
I just feel like I wouldn't be good at speed running eating a donut. I just feel like that fills you up really quickly.
Speed and donuts in the same sentence
worries me.
Speed eating is one of those difficult things. I do not envy. I kind of envy the skills of Joey Chestnut.
Yes, and I see all these memes on Instagram about all the new the tourists coming for the World Cup and how they'll be here for the 4th of July, and how is one gonna understand Joey Chestnut eating 80 hot dogs for the first time?
I mean, there's a lot of international leaders in terms of the competition.
Very true.
But none of them are Joey Chestnut.
First pitch from Christopher. Catches the outside for strike 1. Jack Rickheim leads things off, followed by Hudson Ellis, and then back to the top of the order, and Grayson Carpenter, the only man to have a hit for the North Shore Navigators so far here today.
Yeah, we talk about jack of all trades, Swiss Army knife, whatever
Popped up, left side. Brown working towards the foul line. Makes the catch on the run for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 strike, 1 out.
Yeah, whatever phrase you want to use, Jack Rickheim is that guy. Plays right field, second base, shortstop, bat-to-ball skills, good speed.
And that utility in the NECBL is crucial because you have guys coming in and out all the time, and people need to have playing time. So, but if you're versatile and able to play all over the field, you're going to earn yourself more innings, and towards the end of the year be very effective and one of the more used players on your team. Hudson Ellis from Oral Roberts, the shortstop.
You know, one thing I really love about the NECBL is that it's even according to others, it's one of the best in the league in terms of just how they develop their players. And you get players from all over. You don't just get the power schools. You get some of the smaller schools as well. And that's in every facet, whether it's actually playing or doing what we do. We got 2 people in this booth right now that are D3 kids with both Luke and I coming from different schools. Luke's from Ithaca.
Syracuse football might as well be D3. I mean, the way they've looked.
But, I mean, you got...
Hey, you said it, not me.
But, I mean, even the different players you got all over the NCAA.
2-0, line drive into shallow left field. Brown working in, and it gets by him. Hudson Ellis on his horse, digging for 2 and heading for third. Klug, the throw in on a hop. Not in time.
Ooh, that was close. I thought he got him there.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure to my naked eye. Wow, Hudson Ellis.
Let's take a look at it.
We're going to take another look at this one. Cade Brown working in, tried to backhand it and came up just short, rolled all the way to the wall. Good hustle by Chris Klug, the center fielder, to back him up. The throw into third. Ooh.
I don't know.
That was a close one.
No challenges in the NECBL, though, unlike in MLB.
They're going to do some ABS?
That'd be cool, but
tap the hat?
I don't think they can do that here.
Maybe they should leave it to a fan vote. Like, do you ever watch Love Island, Joe?
I'm not.
You can
really
vote on the app.
I'm not really a reality fan guy, but I feel like if you ever left anything to a fan vote and the Gulls are one of the teams you have to compete with, I think at that point it's basically okay. 85% vote in favor of the Gulls.
Yes.
It's just the way.
Talk about a home team advantage.
And speaking of guys that have gotten pretty good at just showing what they can do. You've got Grayson Carpenter here. He had a single and a stolen base in the first. This guy is a threat. He's already revealed that.
With a chance to put the first run on the board for either side, knotted at zeros.
A couple good stops back there by Adam Broski with the runner just 90 feet away.
Broski, a very defensive-minded first catcher. We talked a little bit to him pregame.
And Cade Brown in left field just didn't look very confident charging on that ball off the bat of Hudson Ellis.
Just a step too slow, unfortunately.
Breaking ball, catches the outside for strike 1. We talked about it last inning. Christopher yet to give up a run so far this season. But, well, a runner stands on third. I need the official ruling on if that was a triple. I think they're rolling it a triple.
Yeah, no errors on
so
board.
That would be an earned run for Mason Christopher. Lined at the second baseman, Trammell. The throw to the plate, not going to be in time. The North Shore Navigators strike first on the line drive right at the second baseman. Braxton Trammell did a good job of getting to the ground and scooping it up, but the throw home just a little too high for Adam Broski to be able to apply the tag in time.
Yeah, you got to look at it right there. Great diving effort by Trammell. Unfortunately, you want that throw to be, even if it's on one hop, you want it to be towards the plate, towards the ground. So you have a chance of getting that tag down quickly. No chance for Adam Broski to get the tag down in time on the speedy Hudson Ellis, who had double-digit stolen bases for Oral Roberts this year.
Well, Newport playing from behind hasn't exactly been their strong suit. Yet to record a win this season when trailing.
And Hunter Kingsbury coming in from Bryant University up in Smithfield, Rhode Island, very close to my hometown.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah. Definitely can show himself to be a challenge to deal with. That 207 is deceptive because he scored 4 runs this season.
And Kingsbury from Byfield, Massachusetts, one of 19 Massachusetts natives.
Yeah, I was going through that roster.
Yeah, on this Navigator team.
A lot of hometown guys.
Lynn in the North Shore. Byfield's way up there.
Yes.
Closer
Yeah.
to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
In the Newburyport area.
Whereas Lynn's closer to actually Boston, and my sister lives very close to there. She lives up in I think it's Acton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You guys are just going. I don't even know where any of these places are. Beats me. Anyone ever been to Albany or Saratoga?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
I used to live in
drive
Albany
through
for
it.
a year.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because you're going to Ithaca. Yes,
Yeah.
of course,
I
of course.
lived in Albany for a year. I actually was working with a team that's up in Troy called the Tri-City Valley Cats. So
Oh,
I
yes.
know that
Yes,
area
Joe.
pretty decently well.
I love the Valley Cats.
Yeah, I can't say-
Former low A affiliates of the
Houston
Astros.
And if he's watching, a shout out to their broadcaster Adam Cohen. He's the reason
Yes.
why I'm here.
Shout out Jose Altuve came up there. Don't shout out Jose Altuve, but if you're listening, Jose,
Hey,
we thank you.
You did it.
Pitch misses low for
And I have a feeling
Ball
soon
three.
that somebody out over in past that left field fence is going to get a warning because they've still got their car lights on. That actually was a problem that happened last year when North Shore came.
Yeah,
my,
picking up on
yes.
that.
Because you can't have the lights on. It's blinding and distracting.
3-0. Right down Broadway for the first strike of the inning. Interestingly enough, when we went to Mystic, the parking lot overlooks the field in center.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they keep track of how many headlight stops they have. And they had like 5 during our game.
Mm.
Christopher set, peeks over at first. The pitch home, misses low, ball 4. So after recording the first out of the inning on the very first pitch, it's been a triple from Ellis. Carpenter with that a ground ball at the second baseman Trammell for the third hit, and then a walk to Hunter Kingsbury.
And you mentioned Lynn, Massachusetts being closer to Boston. Tons of planes heading towards Logan Airport fly over Frazier Field all the time.
I mean, the
Get
weirdest
some
thing
unique shadows.
the closest thing we have that is the wharf right over past the third base line.
Yes.
Which makes the wind blow in, which makes Cardines a very unique place to play.
Yes, the wind kind of mellow here tonight. Not as bad as
very much so
last Wednesday when we could barely keep the papers on our desks. It's a beautiful night.
Pre-game, the sign that you see over on you usually see it when you see the center field camera.
And Kevin
is
Long's going to go check on his number 1 arm so far this season, Mason Christopher, having surrendered his first run in a Gulls uniform.
And not a guy you want at the plate right now, Grant Hunter. 2 RBI double in that game on Saturday, the win over North Adams. That ball was a little fly ball down the right field line. I'll tell you, if he hits a ball similar trajectory, that could carry out of here. The 280 short porch, as we talked about, in right field. And a guy who's swinging a hot bat right now. I came up to him after the game on Saturday. I said, I'm glad I'm not the one on the mound trying to get you out. And kind of chuckled and just said thanks and moved on with it. So focused on hitting up there.
Some guys are just really hard outs, and Grant Hunter fits the bill. 348 batting average,
and
8 hits on the season, 3 of them good for extra bases, 2 of those being home runs.
A baseball background, his brother Cade in the AA affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds.
Ooh. Actually, I have one of our interns attends school over in Cincinnati. She's down in the booth area doing directing.
Yes,
and that's she's from Xavier. Even though she comes from her hometown's over close to DC.
Yes, of course. 1 ball, 1 strike. Christopher evens things up with 1 out in the top of the third. 2 men aboard, and Carpenter and Kingsbury. Pitch home to Hunter. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Right back to the breaking ball goes Mason Christopher, and looking for a strikeout for his second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's that 12-6 curve. He uses it 33% of the time against right-handed hitters. Works heavy down in the zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Christopher peeks back at second. Pitch home in the dirt. Count draws even at 2s.
Yeah, and with 2 strikes against righties, it's 50% breaking ball. Grant Hunter can almost sit on that pitch and try to foul off the heater.
With Christopher's misses today, it seems to be more of an elevation thing. He's missed high and low. He's been putting everything over the plate, if you will, just not the right level, but the breaking ball right there, right in the zone, and Grant Hunter, that tough out, swings right through it for the second out of the inning. Turns things over to Jay Slater. batting .250 on the year with in 1,000 slugging percentage, 500 on base. So a dangerous bat as well in the North Shore Navigators with a chance to really break things open.
Yeah, Slater just joined the Navs last week, but already made an impact. No doubt home run against North Adams. Grabbed the barrel of the bat and tossed it over toward the visitors' dugout. Knew he got all of that one.
Not exactly something you want to try and do here, considering the visitor and home dugouts are right next to each other.
Right. Yes.
One of
Good
those
point.
weird quirks of Cardines, but it's what makes it such a lovable place.
Yes, the dugouts, both dugouts over on the right, both
Both bullpens
bullpens
next
over
to
on
each
the
other.
left. The 1-out. Right back to the breaking ball. The last 4 strikes from Christopher have been via that pitch right there. 2 of them looking, 2 of them swinging. The
So-
count draws even at 1s to Jay Slater.
Kevin Long definitely gave him a pep talk I think he definitely needed when you start letting up runs like that by accident. Even if they're not entirely because of you, just got to focus up and do what you can.
The 1-1 breaking ball again, foul left side for the second strike of the at-bat with 2 outs and 2 men on. Mason Christopher trying to escape during his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, really good season for Jay Slater at Northwestern. But we mentioned earlier, smaller schools, Division III schools. The Navigators faced an RPI arm, fellow Liberty League school.
Ooh.
Left-hander on Saturday and absolutely mashed him, lit him up.
The 1-2, grounded up the middle. Trammell has it and bobbles it. Everybody's safe. Braxton Trammell coming across the middle of the field, seemed to field the ball while practically standing on second base, but in and out of the glove it goes.
Yeah,
Newport with a costly mistake.
Some unsure defense in this inning. Ruled a triple for Hudson Ellis. We'll see how that one is scored. But the bases loaded now this inning. Threatening to get away, even with 2 down. Maddox Simpson has been swinging a really good bat, making a lot of hard contact despite what the statistics might show.
You don't want to give any team extra outs. It just takes one timely hit to really break things open if you're North Shore with 2 men in scoring position.
And that'll be an E4 on Braxton Trammell.
Newport now 3 straight games where they've made an error. They were relatively clean to begin the season, but just a couple of miscues, few too many miscues.
And that's where the final weirdness of Cardines is that grass, is that this grass can make the ball bounce in very strange ways, whether it's outfield or even just in those small little parts inside the diamond. You have to work with it, but it will not work with you.
Definitely took a hop right towards the numbers on the front of the jersey, grounded towards shortstop. Cloud has it. Throw to second for the 3rd out of the inning is made in time, so Christopher escapes the bases loaded jam, but the North Shore Navigators scratch across 1. They lead 1-0. We'll be right back on the other side from ESPN Plus.
What makes a great team hat? It starts with a Z. For decades, Zephyr has been making the most iconic headwear in the game, trusted by teams, colleges, and pros. We cut out the middlemen and work directly with our manufacturers, so you get top quality, fast turnaround, and prices that make sense. From bold designs to unbeatable fit, Zephyr hats are built to match the quality of your team, right down to the last stitch. Zephyr Team Headwear, born from experience, built for teams that stand out.
We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth, Joe Dupuis and Luke Fitzpatrick. I'm Harry Tidgewell, and when we talked earlier about the NECBL, new faces every week, but with more, it's our sideline reporter, Veronica Borelli.
Earlier during our pregame, I was able to catch up with Peter Mershon, who's coming to us fresh off of his season at Mississippi State. Mershon just announced his transfer to Coastal Carolina and was ranked as 2026 number 95's top 100 pitchers. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Great to have you here tonight. And
Another
Peter
one
Mershon out of Mississippi State, officially transferring to Coastal Carolina.
And meanwhile, we have Chris Klug coming in from the Navy, which very fitting coming here. Newport is a Navy town. Always seems to be at least one person from Navy coming onto the Gulls roster. I feel like that's part of getting the community involved with that kind of thing.
And these two guys at the bottom of the order, both of them coming from big families of athletes. Klug's sister, Samantha, swims at University of Findlay. His father, Greg, was a 4-year wide receiver at Purdue. And Broski on deck, as I'll get into him when he steps up.
Just a great athlete.
Very accomplished family himself, yeah.
That's why they trust him in the center field grass, commanding the outfield.
And he has a rocket of an
Ahead
arm.
early, 2-0, broken bat, ground ball towards the second baseman, Rickheim, who delivers the throw over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Newport, other than that hit by pitch to Ryan Novak, is yet to record a hit on the ball game compared to the North Shore Navigators 4. Gian Camelli has worked the entire zone and really just kept batters on their toes.
Yeah, and let's talk about it for Adam Broski, MSU product. He chose Michigan State over Cincinnati, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Northwood, Wayne State. This guy had options, but his mother played volleyball and softball in college. His brother played baseball. His sister played volleyball and basketball. He's got a cousin in the Blue Jays organization. Stacked this family up against many others throughout the country in terms of athlete pedigree. He wants to work in baseball front office in his career.
Well, Adam Broski, not the best offensive start to the season, but he woke up a little bit on Saturday against Sanford, delivered a solo shot over the left field wall, and it's really just been a matter of getting the ball in between the white lines, because you see each game he has 2 to 3 super hard hit foul balls that he's just always a tick early on. But when he can connect with one and put it into play, he's a dangerous man in the box. And if he could get a hit to turn the order over to Devin Zyrus, Newport might be able to tie things up sooner rather than later. Ahead 2-0 in the count.
And a taller, lankier guy for a catcher, 6'3", 190.
But it seems to work for him when he's on defense. You've seen that he can very quickly gather up balls that he might have accidentally dropped or that might go behind in the backstop. Very fast in terms of gathering up what he needs.
3 balls, 1 strike to the catcher Adam Broski, trying to work his way aboard. Ground ball towards second. Rickheim once again has it on a hop. Tosses it over to first for the second out of the inning. So similar to that first inning where we had back-to-back groundouts to Gamelli, in the bottom of the third, it's back-to-back groundouts to Rickheim.
And that's a great job by Gamelli. Top of the order, due up. You got 8 and 9 leading off the inning. You get both of them out. Now you got a couple of lefties, left-on-left matchups.
We go from a Michigan State product to an Eastern Michigan product with Devin Zyrus.
Zyrus looking for his first hit of the ballgame. Newport's first hit of the ballgame as well, as he watches strike 1.
You know, he came in here earlier today at the start of before the game, and he apparently did not get back into Newport until 11:30 in the morning. He was having some trouble with that.
Fly ball, left side out of play, foul.
And there's that netting that you talked about earlier.
Good old stadionic netting, as our umpire out there, the third base umpire, scoops it up. Glenn Stewart over at third. We got Stephen Kalenda, your first base umpire. Jeffrey Kiney behind the dish. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch home.
And it's interesting, a table setter here and a guy like Zyrus. You see a lot of Major League Baseball, Kyle Schwarber, Shohei Ohtani, leadoff guys that are power hitters. Zyrus matches that profile as well, 21 career home runs.
A lot of just a excellent combination of pop and batting for average. Ground ball over towards first, flip to the bag, not in time. So an infield single is how the offense collects its first hit of the ball game as Zyrus puts a slow chopper in between Simpson and Rickheim, the first and second baseman. It was a good job of Simpson to come off the bag and get to the baseball, but the throw to Gamelli over at first just a step too late.
Again, there's that weird grass. It bounces in a way that if this were almost any other field, Simpson quickly gathers it up, steps onto first, third out. But because it bounces around so weirdly, you get things like that where it's like, most other places, not a hit, but
yeah, and
Zyrus knows how it
that
works.
was just about as I was going to my point. Salinas lines one to left, and making the catch on the run is Grant Hunter. But yeah, Zyrus, such a rare combination of hitting for contact power and speed. He's the lone base runner for the Gulls in the bottom of the third as Newport comes up empty-handed. The North Shore Navigators with a 1-0 lead as we head to the middle innings on ESPN+.
Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Top four from Newport, Rhode Island. Mason and Christopher back out there on the mound for his fourth inning of work. Luke Fitzpatrick, Harry Tidgewell, and Joe Dupuis with you. Gentlemen, North Shore off to a 1-0 lead in this one, but a really tight one so far.
Yeah, they definitely got to keep the pedal to the metal, if you will. One run against a high volatility offense like the Newport Gulls, who can rack up extra base hits and the snap of a finger. You want more of a cushion than just one run, and they want to keep building off that, generate some more insurance, if you will, in these middle innings especially.
You know, I'm getting deja vu, honestly, because we had this almost exact same thing happened last time North Shore came here, where they got off to a 1-0 lead, then no answer in that bottom of that inning, and then all of a sudden, in the next inning, the Gulls started rolling off runs. Could happen here again. You can't underestimate anything.
Yeah, Newport with a heavy power hitting offense as Jason Bellow starts this one and rips it on a hop to Caden Cloud, the shortstop tonight, and he'll retire. Bellow one away.
Good job of grabbing that early out if you're Mason Christopher, especially coming off an inning where you surrendered a run, picking up that first out to kind of reestablish the mood, settle yourself back in, could be very important.
So the struggles continue for Jason Bellow, 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for 24 to start the season. Aiden Sengenberger will get his second look at his collegiate teammate. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat.
I'm sure there's some bragging rights on the line, to say the least.
Sengenberger, deep drive to left field. This one's going to hang up, though. Coming in on this one, Brown. He'll make the grab. 2 up and 2 down very quickly.
Yeah, an elevated pitch in the zone, and Sengenberger just a little too far underneath it. Pops it up into shallow left field, but a pitch that if he had just leveled it out a little bit more, could have been flying off the wall.
So perhaps Christopher knows Sengenberger better than what we expected as we go into Rickheim.
So we mentioned the Newport pitching staff with triple-digit strikeouts as Jack Rickheim takes ball 1. Their offense comes into play with 99 strikeouts, and with Gian Gamelli with 4 already in the ball game, they've surpassed the triple-digit line.
Yeah, and I talked to
that's the third most in the NECBL.
Yeah, I talked to hitting coach Noah Martinez before the game, who said they want to put an emphasis on putting more balls in play this week. The the strikeouts have been killer on the offensive side of things, and can kind of squander those runners on base, runners in scoring position opportunities.
Left-handers 2-0. Rickheim off the end of the bat, foul. That'll make the stands.
That's how you can tell Christopher has a really strong breaking ball. When you're behind 2-0 and you can throw a breaking ball that finishes 6 inches outside the zone and you're still getting a chase from a guy like Rickheim, means it really looked good when it was coming in.
Christopher in the sun out there on the mound, just in front of the mound where the shadows begin. And the entire plate covered by those shadows. Rickheim squares to bunt, drops it down. Christopher forced to make a play, and he does. A 1-2-3, top of the 4th inning for Mason Christopher. 4 innings complete. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. North Shore on top, 1-0.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in. Not me. I want to be all in. I want to be in too deep, in the moment, in the center of it all, in the room where it happens. In it to make a difference every single moment of every single day. So grit your teeth and smile. Be ready to take on adversity. Be ready to transform the world. Ready for whatever life has in store. So, you in?
The motoring event of the year returns. The Audrey Newport Concours and Motor Week, October 1st through 4th. Witness breathtaking automobiles against a stunning backdrop of coastline and historic venues. From celebrated events like the Gathering and Concours d'Elegance to the all-new supercar and hypercar Concours, and free access to the Concours Village. There's something for all to enjoy. Join us in our Chair Jay Leno in celebrating automotive excellence, luxury, and community.
A pitcher's duel from Cardines Field in the heart of Newport, Rhode Island. Gian Gamelli, left-hander, back out there on the mound. This will be his 4th inning of work. 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Mowing down Gulls left and right in this order. The power-hitting offense, that is, for the Newport Gulls. 244 batting average, that is 3rd best. But 16 doubles, that's the second most. 7 home runs, the second most.
And if you're Newport, the focus has to shift from, from getting runners on base. It has to shift from scoring runs to just strictly trying to get runners on base and going from there and stringing together hits. Because even if you don't score off Gamelli, or even if you only manage 1 run, you want to get to that bullpen as soon as possible. He's a guy that's just having a really strong day, and it's not easy to beat guys when they're having really strong days. But if you work counts, you work up pitch counts, and you get more base runners on, he can only work so far, and then you can wreak some more havoc against the bullpen of the North Shore Navigators.
Well, this is certainly a good part of the lineup for the Gulls to try and get those balls in play and get on base with Maddox Haley, Ryan Novak, and Cade Brown all due up.
Maddox Haley struck out his first time up. Goes about 45% of the way there. It doesn't matter. It's a strike anyways. So Gamelli doing a nice job pounding the zone here. 2 walks in that first appearance of the season. And the strikeout numbers just through the roof for the left-hander, not messing around. North Shore scoring first. They did so on Saturday in North Adams. That being just the 2nd time they've done so this season. So the 3rd time now in 9 games that North Shore has found the scoreboard first. That one cut on and missed. Gamelli now with 2 strikes.
Haley just couldn't get the bat head to.
Yeah.
You can feel it from up here, that swing.
Little breeze.
Beautiful thing when you can see a little dust pop out of the catcher's mitt when the pop of the pitch. Left-hander looking for his 5th K. Doesn't get the call.
I really like the idea of changing the sights, though, there on Haley. Works with the high fastball, then tries to attack low at the knees, but Haley not willing to bite.
And Haley, a really good fastball hitter. Maybe think off speed here, that's what it is, and it's fouled back. Still 2-2. Ryan Novak on deck, and then Cade Brown in this home half of the 4th inning.
And they were there in that game last year that, again, fell behind 1-0 and then started to come back. So they're probably telling the guys over in that dugout, hey, just because you fall behind, remember, it's not over until like Yogi Berra said, the fat lady sings.
Got him for the strikeout. Haley down on strikes for the second time. 5 Ks in the book for Gamelli, and he's set down 10 of the first 12 batters he's faced this evening.
Yeah, not quite those 8 strikeouts against his first 9 outs of the game, but still very competitive at that. 5 Ks against, as you just said, the first 10 batters and 12 batters faced, but 5 out of the first 10 outs being strikeouts is quite impressive out of Gian Gamelli.
Now he's got a left-on-left matchup. Ryan Novak hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance back in the second inning. Nothing came of that. He was able to strike out the following 3 hitters.
Miami University of Ohio product.
1-1.
Which, on a side, that Miami of Ohio basketball team was really impressive.
Yes.
And they can be kind of sneaky in the MAC. And Ryan Novak has shown they can get some good guys in there.
North Shore coming into tonight, 10.52 strikeouts per 9. That's the 4th highest in the NECBL. You'd imagine that number's skyrocketing right now out of the left hand of Gian Gamelli.
I don't know if it's just me, but that fastball seems to have even more zip on it as we've moved forward in this one.
Got him looking. Back-to-back Ks to start the 4th for Gian Gamelli. 6 of them in the ball game. And Cade Brown will be due up.
Newport's strikeout woes continue. I think coming off of 3 straight losses when the strikeout numbers were quite high, having to face a guy like Gamelli who has the potential to put anybody down on 3 pitches, definitely not favorable for the Newport Gulls, but they'll have to snap out of it sooner rather than later.
Well, like Cade Brown's walk-up song says, the show goes on.
Cade Brown, strikeout victim his first time up. He was caught looking.
It was part of a 3-batter all-strikeout inning in the second, too. So that's Gamelli has shown himself to be a very good asset for the Navs coming into today.
And North Shore beginning a span of 5 games in 5 consecutive days. They had the off day yesterday. 5 games in 5 consecutive days prior to that. And the pitching staff just took a hurting in that one. 3 of those 5 games, 6 pitchers were used. That one is ripped into left field, a base hit off the bat of Cade Brown.
And that's the one thing about the Newport offense. Obviously, you're ecstatic to see, Cade Brown pick up a hit after back-to-back strikeouts. At the same time, getting a man on base with 2 outs is a lot harder to work around the bases than it is, obviously, if you can get an early man on board. But still an opportunity for Caden Cloud, who's off to an impressive start in the year, and with some speed with Cade Brown over at first. If he could sneak one into the gaps, especially that right center field gap we mentioned earlier, Newport could have this game tied up in the blink of an eye.
Ooh, Caden Cloud struck out his first time up.
Nearly gets hit in the head there, dodging it very skillfully.
So Gamelli with an opportunity here. He's already through 3 2/3 brilliant innings. And if he can give Jack Hawk a little bit more length, be an opportunity for this pitching staff to get a lot of rest. The off day yesterday could be a lighter bullpen day today. 6 pitchers in that win over North Adams. And really the reasoning behind a lot of that was pitchers had to wait around in between innings. Long innings offensively for the Navigators. Runner goes. Pitches a ball, throw down to second base. Not in time. Sengenberger, who already has 1 runner thrown out this season, unable to get Cade Brown as he moves up 90 feet.
Yeah, and a good jump by Cade Brown, especially with the lefty on the bump. Showing off the wheels, moving into scoring position, makes the job a little bit easier for Caden Cloud, who's ahead in the count and has to kind of pick a pitch out that he wants to attack if it comes across the plate.
Doesn't get the call, 2-1.
Also gives Gamelli a bit of a warning sign in that regard of, these guys are fast. You have to watch out for them. Might be playing some mind games here.
Thinking about multiple things at once.
Exactly.
Sengenberger now 1 for 12 at throwing out base stealers this season. Caught on and missed. 2-2. Gamelli a strike away from 4 shutout innings.
Rickheim holding on. Cade Brown at second base, so there's a larger hole on that right side if Cloud is able to go the other way. Braxton Trammell on deck. Runner goes. Hit in the air to right field. That's hit well. Going back on it, Carpenter. It's over his head. It'll tie the game. Coming in to score, Cade Brown into second base with a double is Caden Cloud.
And Caden Cloud, we talk about how young he is, just wrapping up his freshman year at Kentucky, but he plays with so much poise and so much experience down to his last strike against Gamelli, who has been racking up strikeouts left and right and just laces one the other way off the right field wall. It's good for extra bases, and it's good enough to tie things up for Newport.
A two-out magic for these Newport Gulls offensively. Cade Brown with a base hit. After Gamelli had struck out the first two hitters, it was looking like he was going to breeze through the first four.
Similar thing happened against the Mountaineers last Wednesday. We saw that happen with a lot of two-out offensive heroics.
Braxton Trammell 0 for 1 with a K, comes up empty.
Well, obviously, I myself noted that obviously you want runners on with less than 2 outs preferably, but the situational, being able to come up in the clutch like Caden Cloud just did, the timely hitting, is very important.
Well, Cole under pressure creates diamonds, and goals show that this season.
1 ball, 1 strike on Braxton Trammell, the switch hitter. Chris Klug on deck if given an opportunity, but Gamelli wants to keep the score right where it is in an early pitcher's duel from Guardians Field. 2-1.
And you mentioned the gap they had out in right field during that, where there was that big opening. I think even Caden Cloud saw that and was like, there's where I want to try and get it.
Klug trying to put Newport on top. Takes that one high, 3-1. And the inning has slowed down a little bit for Gian Gamelli.
Really, yeah, just one swing of the bat can shift some momentum, and Gamelli definitely looks a little less comfortable out there now in a tie ball game with the go-ahead run on second.
Yeah, he had retired 11 of the first 13 batters. Now he'll check at second base on Caden Cloud.
They get only 2 disengagements per at bat, so.
Chris Klug coming into tonight, 200, 8 strikeouts and 20 at bats. Off the plate for ball 4, first and second.
And now we'll see what Klug can do with Trammell now being put onto first. But there might be some strategy there too if you're Gamelli of letting him walk, because then you still get a force out at third or second.
Chris Klug has a very, very quick swing that will fare well against a flamethrower like Gamelli. Looks like the North Shore Navigators are going to talk things over before a big at-bat early on in this one.
Yeah, Howard Rebhun, pitching coach, coming out for a conversation. And Chris Klug does not have any RBIs so far this season. What a spot it would be for number 1. It would put Newport on top. 273 on base, just a 200 slugging percentage coming into play this evening. But what a spot here.
I mean, we saw a big thing happening with the offense last week with Gus Gandy. Didn't have a hit, and he hit a grand slam for his first hit last week. Klug looking to try and repeat that exact same magic.
So it'll be a left on right matchup. All hitters except for Ryan Novak in the inning have been righties against Gian Gamelli, and Broski on deck, a right-hander as well. So starting to take advantage of these matchups. Klug 0 for 1. He bounced out to Jack Rickheim in his first at-bat.
If you're Klug looking for something fastball early in the count, right back up the middle.
Gets to the backstop. Sengenberger gets to it quickly. Throw down to second base. Got a play, not in time. Standing up is Braxton Trammell, second and third.
Rare wild pitch at Cardines that results in runners advancing. Normally with the shorter backstop, that's not possible.
And that didn't get too far from Sengenberger. Kind of bounced off that backstop wall right back to him. And now a base hit could score 2. Pop-up foul, that'll make the stands. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Want to try and get the bat head out in front if you're Chris Klug. Squares something up nicely. Gamelli losing a little bit of that calmness, a little bit of that control, and if Klug finds himself in an opportunity where he's ahead in the count, you have to be expecting fastball.
And Klug just hammers lefties, as I mentioned. That's a wave and a miss. Didn't look too confident on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good pitch selection, and if it's Sengenberger calling pitches behind the dish, that was a good work to go with the breaking ball low in the zone, especially after Klug sees back-to-back fastballs and was expecting some more heat.
A strikeout here would be number 7, and he'll get it. Gian Gamelli limits the damage, but Newport ties the game. We head to the 5th inning from Cardines Field. Newport 1, North Shore 1.
There we see Goalie Jr. running around as the goalie race, the race from all around the bases comes in pretty clutch.
Remember, fans, if you can't make it to the ballpark, you don't need to miss out on the action. You can watch the Gulls and the Navigators all season long on NECBL Plus. Head to HomeTeamLive.com for the full NECBL Plus schedule or to purchase your single game, weekly, or all season pass. And follow the NECBL on social media for daily NECBL Plus and ESPN Plus broadcast listings.
Great to be on ESPN Plus here tonight, of course, as
Absolutely.
well. Always a treat. You know, you see the graphics when you're here on the TVs in the broadcast booth, and it makes me feel very special. You know what I mean, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, every single Gulls home game was on ESPN Plus. It was always a lot of fun getting the broadcast there. Still is this season.
Not all of our home games.
Not all of our home games.
But
no,
it's also nice.
Are.
It's nice to see all the other teams, you know, getting more action as well across the entire NECBL. It's a professional production.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the league that probably has the best production in. Even our actual executive producer, PJ, has talked about how people talk about no matter what team it is, great production values all across the NECBL.
So Mason Christopher looking to get through 5 innings. He's out there to begin the 5th. He'll face 9-1-2. Hudson Ellis, Grayson Carpenter, and Hunter Kingsbury. So you would imagine at this stage of the game, it would be the 3rd time through the order if it gets back to the top and he's allowed to face them. Kevin Long, the pitching coach for Newport, a guy who has really seen it all. He's been with the Gulls for 7 seasons. 11 of his pitchers have made Major League Baseball. And he will have to tread lightly with the left-hander if it gets to a 3rd time through the order.
Yeah, that leash will definitely begin to tighten, but having talked to Kevin Long, he wants to put more trust, especially in these starters.
To right center field off the bat of Hudson Ellis. That gets down. It'll keep on rolling into second base. He will hold up right there. A leadoff double. 2nd extra base hit of the night for Hudson Ellis, and the go-ahead run in scoring position to start the 5th.
Thought that was going to be back-to-back triples from the 9-hole hitter Ellis. Right into the alley in right center field. Klug doing a good job of tracking it down, but some serious wheels standing on second base, and Hudson Ellis, and I thought he was maybe going to push 3 there for a second.
I mentioned how dangerous that little jutted-in part can be, and there we see it.
And right as I mentioned, it looks like we may have a pitching change on the mound. Mason Christopher will not face the lineup for a 3rd time.
I think with Coach Kevin Long going out there, he may stay put. Usually we see Coach Coombs, if it is going to be a pitching head manager, Coach Coombs going out there if it's going to be a pitching change.
I thought I saw him pointing out to the bullpen. It looks like it's just a conversation. Make sure the left-hander has his head on straight as he, the OPS always jumps up the third time through the order. And Grayson Carpenter already 2 for 2 off the left-hander.
2 for 2, but the ball hasn't left the infield at all for the guy.
Yeah.
Some fortunate hitting, if you will. He had the sharp ground ball at Braxton Trammell at second that Trammell was forced to come home with, of course, and he was unable to nab the speedy Hudson Ellis, but and then an infield single over towards third. But a hard out, definitely, most definitely. So it'll be interesting to see how Mason Christopher and Adam Broski go about dealing with this top of the order the third time around.
So Kevin Long is going to let him face Grayson Carpenter with Hunter Kingsbury on deck. Hudson Ellis with good speed out there at second base. The Navigators come into play. The third most stolen bases in the NECBL, 35 of them on the season. Ellis was into third base with less than 2 outs in the third. And we know how aggressive Jack Hawk can be on the base paths. Back up the middle, it's a third single for Grayson Carpenter. It's going to give North Shore the lead right back. Ellis touches home, 2-1.
Yeah, and you mentioned that third time through the order, and the very first pitch into Carpenter's the best hit ball we've seen today, and this very well might be it for Mason Christopher. We talked about that tight leash, but maybe just a couple batters too long. Coach Coombs standing up over towards the dugout. We'll see if he makes his way out. And it looks like he's going to. Mason Christopher's day is going to come to a close, surrendering his second earned run on the evening. An impressive outing altogether still at that. But Newport now back behind after tying things up just a half inning ago.
We'll have a new pitcher on the mound. We're going to step aside. Pitching change from Guardians Field. Navigators jump back out on top. They lead 2-1.
Do me to toss it to you. Mickey McClaskey on the mound for the Newport Gulls out of Gonzaga. McClaskey, so far this season, well, he's made 2 appearances for Newport. 3 appearances, excuse me, a 6.35 ERA, 5 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 earned runs off of 5 hits, 4 walks to 7 strikeouts, a .238 batting average against. He's got a fastball that sits in the low to mid 90s and some good breaking ball stuff as well. And he comes in with a runner over at first, still no outs in the top of the 5th inside the broadcast booth. Joe Dupuis, Luke Fitzpatrick, I'm Harry Tidgewell. And Luke, back to you with, some more about the game.
Yeah, correction actually there. Grayson Carpenter 2 for 3 in this one. That second ball being ruled a fielder's choice, but if you ask me, his on-base percentage in this game is 1,000. So
yes.
He's been on base all 3 times, and he's hit the ball hard all 3 times. They've been on the ground, but they have been fruitful for North Shore. Hunter Kingsbury will be the batter, so it's a left-on-right matchup, and it'll be interesting to track down the stretch of this game how many right-handers in that bullpen will Newport go to, and Michael Coombs, because 8 right-handed hitters for North Shore in their lineup. Those right-on-right matchups, but Hunter Kingsbury, the only left-hander this evening, stepping in. And on the other side, will Jack Hawk go to any pinch hitters later in this one? We know Simi Whitehill available off the bench. Danny Flynn, they're really missing his bat, a key left-handed hitter
Of course, Mickey McClaskey, a very dangerous pitcher regardless. The last outing he had was last Wednesday against the Vermont Mountaineers, where he actually was the one to record the win.
Carpenter, the leadoff first. Kingsbury takes strike one. Carpenter stole a base in that first inning. The Navigators back in front looking for a little bit of a cushion with Gian Gamelli throwing a gem right now. And we'll see if he's let back out for the fifth inning of work. Throw back to first. It looked like it hit Grayson Carpenter in that Dayton batting helmet of his.
Yeah, you could hear it up here from the broadcast booth.
Kingsbury with great speed would be very hard to turn two. Gulls have turned just 2 double plays this season. That's tied for the fewest in the NECBL. Kingsbury squaring a bunt, might have gotten a piece of that one and foul tipped the end of the mitt.
I think that actually kind of played into McClaskey's favor that he showed late, because sometimes you see batters show early and pitchers don't really know how to attack it and can miss for a ball. Instead, McClaskey moves it to 0-2.
Carpenter stays put. Kingsbury strikes out for the second time. Ball gets away. Carpenter will move up 90 feet. So he goes into scoring position, 1 out.
Devastating breaking ball from McClaskey. Goes 5-hole on the catcher, Adam Broski. But a good way to secure out number 1 nonetheless. Obviously, you'd want to keep Carpenter over at first, but with the dirt ball, the speedy leadoff man able to advance into scoring position.
So Grant Hunter will be the batter. 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out and struck out, but 348 coming into action tonight. 423 on base. He's looking to extend that Navigator lead. Caught on and foul tipped into the mitt for strike 1. 5 RBIs already this year. A double, couple of homers. Really productive player. Big hole on that right side with Braxton Tremmel playing closer to the second base bag. 0-2.
McClaskey now back-to-back IBs where he's just worked ahead early. Some seagulls.
A flock of seagulls.
Yes.
Quite literally some Newport Gulls.
Yeah.
Jay Slater on deck. Right-hander trying to put Grant Hunter away. Takes a long look back at second. Comes home, and that one into the dirt.
Not a bad pitch with, with pitches to waste. It's kind of the same exact way that he sent down Kingsbury. Something low and in the dirt. Tries to get on Hunter, but the left fielder unwilling to bite on it.
So the final line for Mason Christopher, 4+ innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk. That one fouled back. Broken bat for Grant Hunter. He'll need a new piece of lumber. Struck out 2, walked 1. 39 of his 61 pitches found the strike zone.
We've had quite a few broken bats in this very young season.
Especially, I feel like here at Cardines, I see them more than anywhere. Newport not afraid to attack that inside part of the plate.
Grant Hunter behind in the count, 1-2. The right-hander from the stretch gets his sign from the first base side of the rubber. Long look back to second base at Grayson Carpenter. Now he comes home, and it's a swing and a miss. So he messed up Grant Hunter's timing a little bit. Throw on to first to complete the strikeout. 2 away.
Breaking ball, back-to-back at-bats where he's used that pitch in the dirt to put both Kingsbury and Hunter away. And after inheriting a runner on base with nobody out, 2 quick strikeouts from Mickey McClaskey.
And sometimes for a guy like not Grayson Carpenter, Grant Hunter, you don't want that off day if you're swinging the bat as well as he was. 3 hits in the win on Saturday.
Now comes Jay Slater, who reached on an error back in the 3rd.
Slater 0 for 2. Down the chute for strike 1. Carpenter with good speed, could easily score on a base hit. A 2-run lead right now for Gian Gamelli. The way he's throwing the ball would be paramount in this one. He'll have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the 5th. That's in there, 0-2. Maddox Simpson on deck if given the opportunity. Boy, McClaskey's just really slowing down and going at his own pace on the mound.
Yeah, and his third time getting to an 0-2 count. His first inning of work.
Trying to put away Slater. And he does. 3-pitch strikeout. Got him swinging at the top of the zone. Navigators regain the lead halfway home, 2-1 North Shore.
Stadionic's primary goal is to maximize fan safety and amplify the fan experience so that you or your client get exactly what you envision.
Welcome into beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's downright gorgeous.
The Navigators, it's Tom Mahoney, the Northeastern Husky, Winchester, Massachusetts native, so he's one of those 19 Massachusetts natives on the Navigators this summer. 2 appearances this summer, 1 start, does not have any decisions, also hasn't given up any runs in 4 innings, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, no walks. He has been phenomenal.
You know what else also is phenomenal? That Newport sunset you're seeing on camera right now.
Oh, it's wonderful, Joe.
One of the greatest things about working here as an intern is just seeing those sunsets. It's beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. And yeah, one great lefty to one great righty if you're the North Shore Navigators.
And amazing sunsets all across New England that we see in the
NECBL. All across New England. I mean, no one does it like Newport. No one does it like Newport.
Yeah.
But, no, seriously. Beautiful scenery across the NECBL. Mahoney, as you said, through those 4 innings pitched, yet to give up a single run, and the Newport offense hasn't exactly looked high-flying so far in this one. And if you could give them a couple good innings of work and relief out of the bullpen, this game could get quite late quite quickly. I mean, the Navigators holding on to a 1-run lead, exactly where you want to be.
And final line for Gian Gamelli, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 punch-outs. So he continues to mow hitters down by way of the K. But the Gulls made him work 72 pitches, 40 of them in the zone.
And speaking of the Gulls offense, you've got Broski, Zyrus, and Salinas coming up this inning. So going to be a very interesting test for the new pitcher here for the Navs.
Broski 0 for 1, and he hits the first pitch high in the air to short right field. Rickheim going out, Carpenter coming in. Carpenter makes the grab. 1 pitch and 1 out for the right-hander Mahoney.
And I think if Newport wants to see more success offensively, they have to go back to what was working for them last week, which was seeing more pitches and making the opposing pitcher work deeper into counts. There's been multiple innings where the leadoff guy to kick off an inning has swung at the first pitch and put Newport in an early offensive hole.
So a really good start to the season out of the left hand of Gian Gamelli. 7 innings completed, only 2 earned runs in his first 2 appearances, and those 8 days apart did not miss a beat in between them.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, for pitchers at least, the season's only 44 games, and that's still a lot of games, but you only get so many opportunities, especially to start, and I think both of the guys, Mason Christopher and Gian Gamelli, have nothing to hang their heads on. They both impressive outings.
Yeah.
Gamelli just absolutely dealing out there. An early pitcher's duel here in Newport.
Devin Zeros 1 for 2 this evening. Fouls that one back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tristan Salinas on deck as the Gulls order goes through for the 3rd time, trying to tie the ball game or take the lead. The right-hander Mahoney inheriting a fresh inning. That's pulled through the right side, a base hit. So Zeros on with 1 out. And Tristan Salinas, another lefty, back-to-back lefties at the top of the order here, will get a chance.
That smooth swing from Devin Zyrus. Even a pitch low in the zone, he just uses that power to yank something into the right field grass, and the top of the order with an opportunity for Newport to once again draw even, looking for back-to-back frames with some runs on the board after getting across 1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Salinas 0 for 2, check back at first base. Zyrus back in safely. So second base hit tonight for Zyrus. Tying run on first. He stays put. That first pitch is in there for a strike.
I think against a guy like Salinas, it's not a bad idea if you're Tom Mahoney to work the outside portion because of how pull-heavy Tristan Salinas can be and how aggressive he can be in the box, looking for anything on that inner half.
That base hit, the 5th one of the evening for Newport. Another check back at first base. Worried about Zyrus over there taking off.
Now, Newport's shown they can have some speed, as shown with the stolen base that they had earlier.
Newport not a team that runs a ton. 16 stolen base attempts. That is the 4th fewest in the NECBL. Successful on 14 of those 16.
Yeah, they try and be as efficient as possible and only really steal bases when they need to.
A power hitting team, as we mentioned, 361 slugging percentage, the 2nd highest in the NECBL, 23 extra base hits. But it's funny, you see these unique dimensions at Cardines Field. No triples yet.
Well, aside from the one that was by Ellis, but
yes.
Yes, yeah, Ellis with the first one of the year.
But no triples for Newport.
No triples for Newport,
triples,
yes.
Yeah. Well, it is the rarest hit to get in all baseball, so
yes.
Understandable.
Salinas ahead in the count, 2-1. Mahoney doesn't get the call, 3-1. Maddox Haley on deck, who struck out a couple of times, so he's very pleased to see Gian Gamelli no longer in the ballgame.
Yeah, and I think Newport just working the starter out of things is a big achievement to get to that bullpen and with the top of your order up and a chance to wreak havoc. Salinas could work his way on and put a runner in scoring position.
That is hammered into the right field corner. It's going to get down and keep on rolling. Zyrus into third base. They're going to hold him up right there. It's a 1-out double off the bat of Tristan Salinas. Newport cooking here in the 5th, 2nd, and 3rd with 1 out.
Do we count that as the broadcaster, Jinx? Because you mentioned that multi-hitting and the weird dimensions.
Yeah.
Both of them kind of coming into play here with Salinas slamming that one as you take a look right here.
Back-to-back, just extra hard hit balls. First Zyrus, but this one even harder off the bat of Salinas. Had extra bases written all over it. A good job of the Navigators to get it into the cutoff man to keep Zyrus put at third, but Newport pressuring and a chance for Maddox Haley to tie things up, maybe even give Newport the lead.
Help out his Gonzaga teammate who is on the mound in the top of the innings.
So Maddox Haley, a base hit could give Newport the lead. Just a ground ball or a fly ball could tie the game. Mahoney once again behind with ball 1. Infield back. Corners have come a little bit in Jason Bello and Maddox Simpson. The high school teammates that they were in Fort Myers. That one tagged to center field. It'll be plenty deep enough to tie the ball game. Hunter Kingsbury makes the play. Touching home is Devin Zyrus. We got a brand new ball game, 2-2 in the 5th.
That ball was hit straight back up the middle on an absolute line. A good job of having that first step back if you're Hunter Kingsbury, but just as you said, Luke, far deep enough to allow Zyrus to tag up from third, and the Gulls now back-to-back innings where they get 1 run on the frame and a chance to add on some even more if you're Ryan Novak, the lefty, and a runner on third.
Not incredibly stunned to see Devin Zyrus be held at third base there. North Shore had 2 base runners thrown out defensively. Jack Rickheim on a base hit to right and a hard turn getting a base runner back at first base, and then a perfectly executed relay to cut down a runner at third base. Novak takes ball 1, 1-1. Hit by pitch in the second, struck out in the fourth. Infield back with 2 down. Mahoney an out away from limiting the damage. The right-hander comes home. That's outside, doesn't get the call, 2-1. Cade Brown on deck. He's got a base hit tonight, if given the opportunity in this fifth.
And Novak's patience is what's going to help him out here.
Across for a strike, 2-2. Mahoney working from the stretch with a runner on third and 2 down.
Yeah, and if you're able to paint that outside, if you're Mahoney like he just did, that's really dangerous against a guy like Ryan Novak, who preaches on patience and was a little too patient there.
The windup, I should say, got him mixed up. That one fouled back. So the count's still 2-2. Great crowd on hand tonight, and if Newport able to bring in this run, it would be their first lead of the night.
Yeah, we saw people over on top of the clubhouse earlier.
Mahoney trying to get out of it. Doesn't get the call inside. Rickheim at second base, and Ellis, the shortstop, took a step or two towards the dugout.
Not a bad spot at all. Might have even nicked that inside part of the zone, but Novak gets the benefit of the doubt.
And now the count is filled up 3-2 from the windup again. Pulled towards second. Jack Rickheim down to get that one, and he will retire Novak. But not before Newport ties the game 2-2 heading to the 6th inning. Sixth inning from beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. We've got a 2-2 game. You got to look there at the Monday evening sky. Very pleasant evening here in southern Rhode Island, right on the water. This is my first time at Cardines Field. I love it. You guys do it every single day. I can't even imagine. This is beautiful.
It's like paradise here.
Yeah.
I mean, Newport is a little island by the sea.
Yes.
Little gem diamond by the sea.
Yes, definitely. My first summer here, of course, living in Newport, and it's been tremendous. I get to take in the weather. I get to go to the beach, hang out with my friends, my interns, like the other interns, like Joe, and everybody else on the broadcast ops and media team. Make me feel so welcomed. I really appreciate it.
I came down here a few times before being a part of this internship because both of my parents are former military, and there's the military base that's on here, Fort Adams. And, it's really amazing getting to come out here. You know what also amazing is Mitch McClaskey actually threw his 10th strikeout of the season to end the last inning. So definitely showing himself to be a good arm to go to in the bullpen for the Gulls this early in the season.
3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I asked Dan Likas, who's not starting in this game, but I asked him before the game. He goes to the University of Rhode Island. What's it like being back in the state where you swing the bat collegiately? As Maddox Simpson digs in and takes ball 1, he said, it's all right. I wish it were a little bit warmer here when I'm playing baseball here during the collegiate season.
Yeah, my friend, and I can't say more, brother, my friend Phil served down here when he was in the military, and he said, yeah, it gets cold in Newport.
Definitely a summer town, if you will.
2-0 on Maddox Simpson. Suppose that's not necessarily unique for many of these New England communities in the NECBL.
No, absolutely not. You know,
Montpelier, boy, that. Whew.
Oh, absolutely. And
Vermont, New Hampshire winters.
White River Junction for Upper Valley definitely knows that cold.
But, you know, we get the trade-off of then when it's hot. I mean, it can get hot. We touch,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, it's
high
steamy.
80s, 90s. But at least it's not. And I was talking to Devin Zyrus, who was just out in Arizona, saying it was 105 degrees.
Goodness. 3-0 on Maddox Simpson, the 5-hole hitter leading off the top half of the sixth. He'll take strike one in there, so 3-1. Red light on. See if he gets the green light here. 3-1, you'd imagine so. Jason Bello on deck. He's 5 and 6 hitters. The former high school teammates, as I mentioned, hitting back-to-back, trying to bust out of their slumps. Simpson a tick late right there. Count filled up 3-2.
And when he puts that fastball in the zone, it's really hard to catch up to. Just a matter of locating it, putting it across the plate, and making the Navigators really work for it.
Klasky working quickly, and that one downstairs, so he walks the leadoff man, Simpson. We'll see if that sets the table in a good way for North Shore. Jason Bello looking to get off the schneid. 1 for 24 coming into this at-bat on the season, as I mentioned.
It's been a ping-pong action offensively so far. Obviously, North Shore going up 1-0, but then Newport getting the one run. The Navigators score one, then Newport scores one, and the Navigators with the leadoff man aboard, threatening once again in the top of the sixth.
So McClaskey set down all three batters he faced in the fifth by way of the K. Bello swings and misses, at the first pitch for strike one.
And he's had a pop out and ground out for today. And McClaskey hoping to make it 0 for 3.
Outside 1-1. Newport, as I mentioned, only 2 double plays turned on the season. Simpson gets his lead off of first base. He represents the go-ahead run. We'll see if Jack Hawk puts him in motion. He stays put on this 1-1 pitch. Bello behind it again, 1-2.
McClaskey has loved using that fastball to get to 2 strikes, but then he likes incorporating the breaking ball a little bit more. Do we see him dig back into the dirt right here with a pitch or 2 to spare?
Mess up the timing. That's all you got to do.
Check back on Simpson at first base. And now with runners on, McClaskey slowing down just a little bit from that typical incredible pace with the bases clean. Wouldn't be shocked to see the fastball again here. It's off speed, doesn't matter. Bello, 3 swings and misses in the at-bat, 1 out.
Yeah, and 3 of those strikeouts out of McClaskey's 4 have come breaking ball below the knees that he's able to get the Navigators to chase on. This time, Bello's the victim, and Sengenberger now up next.
Sengenberger 0 for 2. He's gotten under the baseball both times. Flown out to center and left field. Simpson the lead on first. Nav's trying to bring him around and regain the lead. Strike one on the Seton Hall product.
So I think between him and what was going on with, forgetting the name. I think between him and his teammate, I think his teammate won.
Mason Christopher,
Mason Christopher, yes.
Yeah. I apologize on that. My mind has been
No,
going
no,
all
don't
over.
worry.
Goes a mile a minute.
Sengenberger, a New Hampshire native, so he knows those New England winters, as we were just mentioning.
And we even you go a little west of New England. I mean, Ithaca and Syracuse.
Oh boy,
absolutely.
We're used to it.
Upstate,
man.
it's a different animal.
Yeah.
Upstate New York is a different animal.
The snow just keeps on piling.
We all know it. All 3 of us.
Simpson stays put. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I lived in Albany when they had that, like, the fires up in Canada and they had the smoke.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
wow.
Like,
yeah.
I had never seen this. I've only seen the sky that yellow, like, twice in my lifetime besides that.
McClaskey looking for his 5th strikeout, and he'll get it. Sengenberger down by way of the K. 5 of the first 6 hitters that McClaskey has faced, he has struck out swinging.
And if you look at the replay here, Looks like he was trying to make Singenberger play golf instead of baseball.
Yeah.
So much vertical drop on that. I mean, that's a pitch that out of the hand looks like it's going to come in at the letters and finishes just inches above the dirt. Dangerous stuff for Mickey McClaskey. His ability to just mix it up. It's really just that high-speed fastball with that looping breaking ball.
So Jack Rickheim digs into the box and takes strike one. Just trying to keep the line moving. Hudson Ellis, the 9-hitter on deck. Ellis with those 2 extra base hits tonight. Swinging a really good bat. Another check on Simpson over at first base. Newport very focused on him.
Very interesting batting stance I saw just there from Rick Heim.
Yeah. Yeah, wields the bat very far out over the plate. Big bend in the knees, closed stance, which you don't see often. Comes up empty there, 0-2. So McClaskey a strike away from retiring 6 of the 7 hitters that he has faced by strikeout.
Yeah, and after a walk to kick things off, just an excellent response out of McClaskey.
Runner goes. Pitch is outside. It's dropped by the catcher, Broski. No play at second, so Simpson swipes the second base bag.
It looked like he was ready to throw. I think he dropped it on purpose to just get a better handle of it. I think he let Simpson take that one.
Yeah, I think with the way McClaskey's throwing, let him find his out at the plate.
Count 1-2. Rickheim, a base hit, could very easily drive in Simpson and give North Shore the lead back. Didn't go around there, 2-2.
And there is strategy to letting him take that because it means McClaskey, if he does, slow down the pace and, let this be a walk, it does have a force out at any 3 bases.
Rickheim was 0 for 4 on Saturday in North Adams, but walked and scored twice. And time will be called here. Broski going out for a meeting on the mound.
For a big pitch, it's never a bad idea to just make sure you and your pitcher are on the same page completely. If you're Broski now, you obviously also have to be aware of the drop third strike with the way that McClaskey's like to dig low in the zone for strike number 3. With a speedy Rickheim, you might have to be able to pick it up out the dirt and deliver a throw over to first.
Rickheim looking to be the first hitter to put the ball in play against the right-hander, McClaskey. 2-2, 2 down. Simpson off of second. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He did. That is strike 3. 7 up, 6 down by way of the K out of the right hand of Mickey McClaskey. We play on from Cardines Field, deadlocked at 2.
Looking to show off your Newport Gulls pride? Swing by the Goalie Shop, your official home for Gulls gear. From t-shirts and hoodies to hats and limited edition merch, we've got everything you need to rep Newport in style. Located right inside historic Cardines Field, or shop online anytime at newportgulls.com and click on the Goalie Shop. Don't miss out, grab your gear today and join the best fans in summer baseball. The Goalie Shop, where Gulls fans gear up.
New arm on the mound for North Shore. Tom Mahoney only lasts 1 inning. So the new arm will be Mikey Geisler, Southeastern product, another North Shore native from Peabody. Finished up his sophomore season at Southeastern. 1 appearance so far this year. Didn't exactly go as planned. Recorded 1 out, 2 hits, 2 walks, gave up 1 earned. Opponents this season in the college year, though, only hit 200 off of him. So he is able to get swing and miss and soft contact. He will get 6, 7, and 8 due up for
the Newport Gulls, 5, 6, and 7 actually. Cade Brown, Caden Cloud, and Braxton Trammell.
I'll admit I made a mistake here on this graphic. I had him as having gone to Northern Essex Community College. That is bad research on me. But you know, with these guys coming in from the portal, anything can happen. They can come from anywhere, and they find some surprises. You find some surprise players coming from different places in the NECBL.
Yeah, and I think Newport, the offense has begun to wake up, if you will. Back-to-back innings where they've gotten at least one run on the board, and it's just a matter of carrying that momentum as you continue to work through the bullpen. You've seen two really impressive arms out of North Shore, and while Geisler doesn't have the stats through his first appearance, you know that he's coming out aiming for some revenge, and there's not going to be an easy way to get someone around the bases.
And you talk about, you mentioned, Joe, Northern Essex Community College. Jack Sarno of the Navigators attends Northern Essex Community College. Sarno, good friend of Mikey Geisler. The two of them both very goofy, very lighthearted. I asked Sarno if you could take a pitch from an arsenal of anyone on the Navigator staff, what would it be? He'd say Mikey Geisler's fastball. Very live fastball out of the right arm of Geisler.
Cade Brown with a hit today.
And a stolen base.
Yeah,
he's
Brown,
a good leadoff man to get aboard.
Brown singled and scored in that fourth inning, hits it hard to shortstop. Hudson Ellis takes his time and throws him out. One up and one down for Geisler.
That one got to him quickly, and a good job of just scooping it up. A throw on the run nabs the speedy Brown for the first out of the inning, and when you're a man out the bullpen, that first out can sometimes be the hardest, but Geisler finds it almost immediately.
Caden Cloud doubled and drove in a run in that fourth inning. He drove in Brown, who had singled ahead of him. 1 for 2. And struck out his first time up.
Cloud here hoping to be the sword that busts open this game.
I think both sides right now are kind of just sitting in that part of it. If it's a tie game in the sixth, who's going to grab the lead? Who's going to have the command as we head into these later innings?
I don't know. I wonder if anybody got what I did there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Navigators 2-2 on the road, looking for their elusive first home victory of the season. 7-15 on the road in 2025, 9-14 in the month of June. 2-1 on Cloud.
And if we take a look at what's been going on around the NECBL, because there are not that many games going on, only 3 other games, but still plenty of stuff that could be happening over with the around the league. In the top of the 9th, Upper Valley actually leading 2-1 against Keene.
5 of the 13 teams in the NECBL off tonight.
Meanwhile, in the top of the 7th, Bristol absolutely dominating Valley 8-2.
Wow. Valley was off to a very impressive start.
They opened the season tying against this Gulls team.
Ball 4 to Caden Cloud, so a 1-out walk. You know, the 3-5-1 record for Newport, a little bit deceiving, as you had said earlier in the broadcast, Joe. They're +7 in run differential.
Absolutely. It's one of those things of, it's like, these are very close games. If you take a look at the 3-game losing streak they had at the end of last week, 2 of them were 1-run games, including an extra innings duel against Mystic that turned into a shootout in extra innings.
Yes, one of the games of the year. And I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. Obviously, it's promising to have a run differential that speaks higher than your record, but it's also, you have that feeling we let a few get away from us, that a couple costly errors.
Sengenberger throw down to second base. The tag not in time. That just got off of his glove. That's, you'd imagine, going to be ruled a pass ball.
Yeah, and Sengenberger recovering nicely. Cloud with not the best jump on things, but that was a bang-bang play over at second. And Cloud able to move into scoring position safely. Newport pressuring with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Ellis holds him on at second base. Big hole on the left side. That's hammered to left center field. Grant Hunter with a beat on it. He's going to make the grab. 2 down. A big out number 2 for Mikey Geisler.
Yeah, Trammell waiting on it, and shooting it the other way, but just a little too much air underneath it. Despite the shift, the outfielder Grant Hunter able to recover nicely and make the catch for out number 2.
Chris Klug 0 for 2.
And the final game to talk about that's also going on at the moment, Martha's Vineyard, top of the 6th, currently leading at home against the Danbury Westerners 5-3.
That pitching for Martha's Vineyard seriously is no joke.
Yeah. We've seen it ourselves. It is deadly. Best in the league, I believe.
Yeah.
Steamship Authority ferry to Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah,
and having them come here.
Official traveling partner of the NECBL. I mean, whether you're planning your island getaway or you're an island resident yourself, there's only one way to go, and that's with the NECBL's partner, official travel partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Find out more information at steamshipauthority.com for all those ferry rides. I mean, we've been out to Martha's Vineyard already once this season, and Luke, I'll tell you, the ferry ride over is quite the experience.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a long one, but it's very beautiful seeing it over there. And Martha's Vineyard, wonderful island. So if you get the chance, take the Steamship Authority. Go over there.
Center fielder Chris Klug looking to give Newport its first lead of the evening. Runner takes a big lead and goes back to second base. Good stop by Sengenberger. Count 1-0.
I think Geisler was aware he was ready for that, so that's why he put it somewhere where it was, tell me what you're going to do. You know, try to bait him into going for something he shouldn't.
Yeah, pitch on the outer half would give Sengenberger more room to throw down to third. Of course, pitch on the inner half. The runner stays put right there. That's outside. Pitch on the inner half. Sengenberger could slide behind the hitter and throw to third. But a little bit more of a risk of the hitter Klug getting in the way.
Yeah, if you're Newport as well, though, you don't want to make the first or third out over at third base. And with a speedy guy like Cloud standing in scoring position, I think you just bank on Chris Klug trying to work a ball into the outfield pickoff move.
Check back to second. Back in with a dive, Caden Cloud. Rickheim holding him on. Klug looking for his first base hit of the evening. And in all likelihood with Cloud's speed, it would give Newport the lead. Went about 75% of the way, came up empty, 2-1.
Just sawing him off on the inside. Klug knew that even with his quick swing, he couldn't get the hands in on that one, and just has to give up a half-offered attempt for strike 1.
That's the downside, is once you realize it's maybe not in the zone you want to, you can't really pull back all that quickly. You overcommit.
Klug, a really good 2 strikes hitter, so he's not afraid of getting to those situations.
Pitch clock warning. All right, it's just a ball. 3-1.
Yeah, the Gulls, very familiar with that. They actually won off of 2 pitch clock warnings against the Waves last season. I was broadcasting that game.
Have you seen one of those yet, Luke? That was the first one I've seen.
No. First one this season. That's going to be ball 4. It's really ball 3 of the at-bat, but with the violation, Klug will take first base. Second walk in the inning for Geisler, and the inning comes down to the catcher, Adam Broski.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous spot now if you're Mikey Geisler on the mound, and they're gonna make a quick turn of the bullpen. The leash is gonna be short for the Navigators.
Jack Hawk out to grab the baseball from Mikey Geisler. When we return, a new arm on the mound for the Navigators, trying to keep the score right where it is. 2-2 the tie. You're watching the NECBL on ESPN+. Adam Broski about to dig into the box, trying to give Newport their first lead of the night. It's a new arm on the mound for the Navigators, left-hander. That's Charlie Bergsma, a Harvard product, Naples, Florida native. He has been sensational so far this season. 2 appearances, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. That is a .60 whip and a 1.8 ERA, 1.80 ERA. Slider, fastball, and changeup.
Yeah, don't let the fact that he's 0-1 fool you. He is a threat when he's on the mound. And a southpaw going against this team, well, we'll see what he can do.
I think what you got to think, what I'm sure the Navigators are thinking is facing Adam Broski is obviously an easier challenge than having to face Devin Zyrus if you're anybody, just looking at the numbers. And you want to find the third out right here. You don't want to play around with it all too much.
Certainly not with Cloud in scoring position.
But you'd imagine with 3 of the next 4 hitters after Broski due up that Bergsma would be allowed to go the 7th if he's able to get out of it. So Bergsma, the 4th arm tonight for the Navigators. It's another long bullpen evening. Important to note that Geisler didn't work very hard, so not a super long outing for him, as that one is in there for strike 1 on Broski.
Technically hasn't even closed yet either.
14 pitches, just 4 of them in the zone for Mikey Geisler. 19 pitches for Tom Mahoney.
Adam Broski with a lot of room down that left field line. If he could find something to just pull right over the third base bag.
Swung on and missed. Bergsma a strike away from getting out of it.
That might have been why they went for him, too.
Not a huge strikeout pitcher, just 4 Ks in his 5 innings of work this season. Playing behind him is his Harvard teammate, Jack Rickheim, who holds on. Cloud at second base. Inside, 1-2.
For Adam Broski with 2 strikes, 2 outs, just try and shorten up, put something back towards the middle of the field. Challenge the Navigators to make a play to end the inning.
1-2, 2 down, 2 on. Got him swinging. Charlie Bergsma out of the bullpen with a huge strikeout. He keeps the game tied. We head to the 7th from Cardines Field. Newport 2, Navigators 2.
Night, the stands were packed with families showing their support for our annual Little League night. Tonight is no different with our sponsor, Clements Marketplace. Hopefully you'll be able to join us Wednesday night for Sakuchi Honda night and the chance to win a free SUV. Back to you guys.
The wonderful Veronica Borelli as Mickey McClaskey looks to continue dealing for the Newport Gulls, entering his 3rd inning of relief work. And well, every batter he's sent down has been via the K. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. 3 wonderful gentlemen, 2 wonderful hats.
Those are not Zephyr hats.
I told you, Luke Fitzpatrick, to bring your hat to the game.
I know, yeah.
And he just left me on red. Can you believe that?
Actually, the hat you're wearing is part of Clements
Yes,
Marketplace.
Clements Marketplace, the sponsor of tonight's game. Shout out to you guys.
No association with our broadcasting intern, Matt Clements.
No association.
No relation.
But I love a good bucket hat, and they gave me one. And getting to wear it on the broadcast is quite the delight.
They sit very nicely above the headset.
Yes,
like
I'm protected from all the sun once the sun's already set, but nonetheless.
You love this hat. You know what I love? How good Mickey McClaskey's been.
How
since
good
he
Mickey
came in.
McClaskey is. I mean, how can a man fall in love with that, Joe?
I mean,
how can anybody? I
batters
mean, he's just been phenomenal.
Struck out 6 out of 7 batters.
Yes.
Absolutely workhorse performance.
And nobody's put the ball in play
He's
yet.
been
Now,
unhittable.
Hudson Ellis with that triple and double is leading off the inning.
So he could give.
I gotta tell you, Joe. You know what we love more than hats and Mickey McClaskey?
What?
It's 7th inning trivia.
Oh boy.
Woo! Joe,
New
come on
tradition.
now.
New tradition that he started this year.
There is one player in the MLB history to have 10 consecutive Joe, I know you're trigger happy with the guesses. No guesses until the home half of the inning, okay?
By
No
the way,
guesses till the home half.
you're done, Harry, I have a question for you two. But
He
go
is a-
ahead.
Okay,
go
okay.
ahead.
Players with 200 hits, a player with 200 hits in 10 consecutive seasons. There's been one in MLB history. We're going to get back to that in the home half of the 7th, so some food for thought.
Say that one more time.
One player in MLB history with 10 consecutive seasons of 200 hits or more.
Lord have mercy. Wow.
Just, insane, an
Who
insane
is it?
peak,
You'll
if you will.
have to guess in the bottom of the inning.
Some food for thought as we
get any hints?
digest the top half of the inning. I'd give a hint, but Joe's typically on it. It's in the last 50 years. That's the time frame.
Last 50
Last 50 years. Going
All
back
right,
to
so it's not anyone recent. That's what that tells me.
1976. It could be. It could be. That's just the time frame I'm giving you. It's not a name where you're going to have to be like, oh, it's Red Sock McGee from the 1930s. Who
He was great, though.
was amphibious, ambidextrous, I should say. Not amphibious. Was he a frog, Joe?
Ambidextrous. No.
We had a frog
McGee was
playing
great,
baseball?
though. Red Sox McGee was great. Switch hitter. Better from the left side than the right side, if you guys remember, back in the 30s.
You couldn't catch him in the blink of an eye. Ground ball towards Haley. Bare hand throw to first. Not in time.
He was switch hitter and also switch liver. He came from living in the water to living on
Maddox
dry land.
Haley with an impressive barehanded grab on the slow chopper towards third. Saved him a second, but still not enough.
You know, guys, we have our first cycle watch of the season,
Oh,
at least
boy.
for the Navigators.
Yes.
Hudson Ellis, triple, double, and single in this ball game. Not impossible to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
That's
He
something
will-
we're going to have to keep an eye on.
If the Navigators are able to keep the line moving, he could get a 4th at bat. How about the 9 hitter?
Out of the 9
3 for
spot.
3 tonight.
But also notice it's gone from 3 bags to 2 bags to 1.
Right.
Maybe if he shows
Now
up
it
again
jumps
later
back
on,
up.
it'll be no bags.
Uh-oh. We'll see. We're going to keep an eye out on that one. A history watch in the
And Ellis,
NECBL.
Ellis has scored the 2 runs tonight for North Shore. He's been really an amazing table setter in that 9 spot. This is the second time that he's led off an inning. That 9 hitter, a little bit of a second leadoff man here. And Grayson Carpenter will be on base for the 4th time.
Yeah, after 3 hits, McClaskey working too far inside and make it a 4-for-4 day in terms of Grayson Carpenter reaching base.
But in a
And
way, it
after-
also kind of helps out because it's been Carpenter that's been the one to drive Ellis home.
Yeah.
I wonder if we see some small ball here from Hunter Kingsbury with no men out still and 2 runners on. You can see Haley kind of shading up onto the infield grass.
Are you guys familiar at all with track and field times?
I'm not. I in a
All
little
right.
bit,
Loosely,
here and there.
loosely.
In high school, a 200 meter, a really good 200 meter is around 24 or 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Hunter Kingsbury, sub 24, 23 and a half seconds on the 200 meters. If he drops down a bunt, that speed, he could definitely beat it out for a base hit.
Burning shows bunt, and McClaskey misses high and away.
And the Navigators practice a lot in batting practice every day. Bunt for a hit. It's something they work on all the time. We saw Jack Rickheim try to do so with 2 down in an inning earlier in the game.
Some of my classmates from Rhode Island College know how good Bryant can be in track and field. So
yeah,
Kingsbury's one to watch.
Kingsbury.
Those were his high school numbers.
Showed the first time. Will he show again? The 1-0. Yes, he does. Pops it up foul.
They actually
1
held
ball,
an
1 strike.
They held an invitational for track and field earlier this year.
Yes.
That invited a bunch of students from various different schools.
If you're McClaskey out there on the mound right now, you want to keep the ball up in the zone.
Yeah.
Get Kingsbury to pop up the bunt attempt, pop that one foul.
I wouldn't hate a breaking ball that maybe starts a little bit above the zone but finishes at the top and is going to be popped up, kind of breaking down on the barrel.
Which McClaskey's shown he can do.
1 ball, 1 strike. That bunt down left side but foul. So while Hunter Kingsbury may have the wheels, he's unable to get either of the bunt attempts in play, and you would expect with 2 strikes he'll be swinging away with 2 men on and no men out.
And that might be what McClaskey's looking for in this case.
If you bunt
and get the ball foul with 2 strikes, it's just a strikeout. You don't get unlimited foul balls on bunt attempts. So look for Kingsbury to swing away here with 2 strikes.
The 1-2, McClaskey peeking back at second. Motions back towards the bag, no throw made.
This is really the first threat we've seen for McClaskey all evening. He's been phenomenal, but slows down with runners on base.
And now in the back third, it's really a game of who's going to have the commanding lead first. The Navigators with a chance, and Kingsbury decides to show bunt with 2 strikes, but comes up empty-handed. How about that? The Navigators try to catch Newport off guard, but to no avail for the first out of the inning, and McClaskey has his 7th strikeout, and he's recorded 7 outs altogether.
And in his last 9 plate appearances, Hunter Kingsbury has struck out 6 times. Not seeing the ball well right now.
And if I'm Grant Hunter,
McClaskey had 7 strikeouts going into this game.
Yes.
He has 7 strikeouts here tonight in his 4th appearance on the year.
And Grant Hunter trying not to get 3 strikeouts in a row in his last 3 appearances, because he grounded on the first and then struck out in the 3rd and 5th.
Is there a name for 4 strikeouts? Again, 3 strikeouts is nothing, but it's for the sombrero?
I think that's a golden sombrero, yeah.
Not something you want to be dancing with, that's for sure. 1 man out, 2 men aboard. McClaskey works ahead 0-1 on the high fastball. Ellis jumping over at second, breaking ball in the dirt. Broski fires at the third, the throw not in time. Ellis with a strong dirt ball read advances to 90 feet and now 90 feet away from being the go-ahead run for the North Shore Navigators in the top of the 7th.
You got to look at that jersey there of Hudson Ellis. He has gotten dirt up and down it tonight, sliding in all around the bases.
Back-to-back very close plays at third. And he's had, not back-to-back, he's had 2 close plays at third. He had the triple that he legged out and had to dive in, and now the stolen base. Fly ball popped up on the infield grass. McClaskey gets out of the way. Trammell trying to get underneath it will make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. An unproductive out makes the job a little bit easier for Mickey McClaskey.
Yeah, infield fly rule was on there. Frustrating for Grant Hunter. All 3 of his at-bats tonight have been unproductive for the Navigators.
And now it's going to be...
Newport pitching staff has done a really nice job holding him at bay.
I'd like to point out that's the first out since McClaskey's been at on the mound tonight.
Yeah.
That was not a strikeout he threw.
So at least you break up that streak. And Maddox Simpson now.
Actually, this is Jay Slater is up right now. And he is he has only reached on base once through an error, and everything else has been, not great. A flyout and a strikeout.
But Slater with that home run on Saturday in his first plate appearance of the season.
You can't underestimate anybody on this Navs team. Just because of their record being only 2 wins does not mean that they can't be threats.
He has that power 4 pop, if you will, playing at Northwestern. Ground ball up the middle. Cloud fields it cleanly. Short throw over to second for the 3rd out of the inning. Just 1 base away from taking the lead. The North Shore Navigators come up empty-handed, knotted at 2. It's time to stretch here in Newport, the home half of the inning, coming up next on ESPN+.
What makes a great team hat? It starts with a Z. For decades, Zephyr has been making the most iconic headwear in the game, trusted by teams, colleges, and pros. We cut out the middlemen and work directly with our manufacturers, so you get top quality, fast turnaround, and prices that make sense. From bold designs to unbeatable fit, Zephyr hats are built to match the quality of your team, right down to the last stitch. Zephyr Team Headwear, born from experience, built for teams that stand out.
Take me out to the ball game, and we have a good one here indeed. The North Shore Navigators and Newport Gulls knotted at 2. 5 hits on both sides as well from Newport, Rhode Island on ESPN+. It's Joe Dupuis, Luke Fitzpatrick, and I'm Harry Tidgewell. Well, I promised we'd get back to that trivia question in the home half of the inning. For those of you just joining us, there's been one player in MLB history to have 10 consecutive seasons with 200 hits. And Luke Fitzpatrick, I'll start with you. What, do you have a guess for us?
You know, this is almost certainly wrong, but I'm going to go with Iron Man Cal Ripken Jr.
Cal Ripken Jr., okay.
Just because he played in all those games.
We'll lock that in. I'll turn to Joe.
All right. I'm thinking of a few different guys. I really am. I might need a hint on there. AL or NL?
No hints. No hints. No hints.
Last 50 years, that's what you get.
Come on. You're the trivia. You're always texting me your answer.
See, I'm trying to think. In the last 50 years, the first name that's coming to me is A-Rod.
Is A-Rod.
A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez.
Are we locking it in? Press the button.
I'm going to lock it in, yeah.
He's going to lock it in. Well, first pitch to Cyrus is a called strike at the knees. Well, you two were incorrect. The scorer to our left with Ichiro Suzuki.
Wow.
10 seasons of
Yeah,
200-plus hits from 2001 to 2010.
I will say one of the other guesses I was thinking was close to Ichiro.
You could have said last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I could have shortened it, but then it's a smaller gap. And also, it started before. It would have been the last. It would have been 21st century. I could have said 21st century. I made it harder on you guys today.
The other thing, like I said, one of the things I was thinking, it wasn't Ichiro, but I was thinking of another Mariner in the form. One of the other guesses I was thinking was Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
But then I was like,
not a
no,
bad guess.
I don't think he had that many.
Mike Basile wanted me to tell everybody that he got it right.
Of course.
He wanted to get shouted out.
Of course.
To
Shout
the
out
fans.
to Mikey. Mikey's great.
I got a little
Best in the
seventh inning
business.
trivia for you gentlemen.
Yes.
All right.
Hit us with it.
Since 2008, specifically the 2008 season, can you name the top 3 teams in Major League Baseball with the highest winning percentage?
Ooh.
Now, the one hint you will get is 1 and 2 are very predictable. Number 3 is the wild card.
I mean, I'm gonna get. I think Joe. Are we working through this together?
Yeah, I think. So.
I think the Yankees have been relevant each year. Yankees.
Yep. I'm thinking also the Dodgers.
Yes, those are 1 and 2.
Dodgers. Okay. I mean, because that's interesting. Because he says it's out there. We're not going to lock anything in, but let's spitball names. I like the Astros.
Astros makes a lot of sense, but he also said it's out there. I don't think it would be.
It'd be out there a little bit more.
Another one I'm thinking is.
Oh, I'm thinking NL Central. I'm thinking Brewers.
You're saying Brewer. I don't like Brewers, but I am thinking NL.
The 3-2 misses, and Cyrus has a leadoff walk to begin the home half of the 7th.
We got so wrapped up in all the trivia stuff, we weren't
forget
paying
there's a
attention
game
to the
on the field. Well, Tristan Salinas doubled his last time around. And threatening again is Newport. The offense is best when you get your leadoff man aboard. And
So another one I'm thinking, he said it's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there.
I'm thinking, I don't know why, I'm thinking Bryce Harper's Phillies helped out a lot with that. And especially since they did make it to the World Series a few years ago and lost to the Astros.
That's interesting. What about, like, the Guardians?
Guardians could be a good one, yeah.
The Guardians are never bad. They're never bad.
Well, it's not that they're never bad. It's just they're never, like, they're all right. In some
That's
years.
all right.
They've never been like so bad. It's because they're almost always in the contention for the AL Central.
Outside corner for strike one.
I would have thought Red Sox, but then like the past 5 years,
the Red Sox have finished in last place several times.
The last 5 years have not been great.
Okay, do we each want to lock in a different third guess, and he'll tell us who's? I'm going to lock in Brewers.
I'm locking in Phillies.
You're both incorrect. We'll see this pitch from Bergsma.
Pitch misses low to Salinas, ball 2. What's the answer? I'm interested.
Would you got a drum roll? Would you like a drum roll? The Tampa Bay Rays.
Really? That is out there.
That's a good one.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a good one.
You know what?
Tampa Bay Rays.
That makes a lot of sense now that I'm
They made that 08 World Series?
They made they made the one in COVID year.
2020, yep.
Charlie Bergsma works too far inside
and
Salinas.
You know, with the exception of like last year, they've also always been in the running the past few years. So yeah, that makes sense.
Very interesting. I love that
Incredible season
one,
for them this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even overtaking the Yankees in first place for the AL East as we get another walk.
Ball 4 below the knees. Back-to-back free passes issued by Charlie Bergsma, and Newport has 2 men aboard with nobody out for the heart of the order, and Maddox Haley, Ryan Novak, and Cade Brown.
We talked about earlier. This is a good lefty destroying lineup.
Yeah,
like all tend to be pretty good against them. So
frustrating for Bergsma as well. You had 2 lefties to start the inning, and now you've got to deal with Haley,
especially when, you brought him in to try and deal with Broski. It worked, but now, is he overstaying his welcome is the question.
First pitch into Haley, misses in the dirt.
I should say. In terms of how he is his personality, I'm sure he's a great
sure he's
person.
Wonderful.
Sure he's wonderful.
Well, Bergsma just retired the last out of the previous inning. No outs since. Newport pressuring. Maddox Haley searching for his first hit of the ball game, and boy, oh boy, it'd be a big time to have it. Fly ball, right field, and shallow. Working on in is Carpenter, and underneath it for the first out. Zyrus will stay put at second. So an unproductive out from Maddox Haley, who's unable to advance either runner the 90 feet.
A big out right there. And are you guys at all surprised? No bunt sign shown.
Newport is not big on the bunt. Like even
couple times
in that Mystic game that I was at last week in the extra innings, we didn't see bunt either time.
I think we saw a couple bunts last week against Martha's Vineyard at home.
Yeah.
It didn't really work out well.
I think that Zyrus with a big jump, he's going to take off. Pitch misses for a ball, and no throw will be made. Zyrus just taking advantage of Bergsma, not looking back at him. He was practically halfway to third before the pitch was even thrown, and both men advancing into scoring position with just one out. And Ryan Novak at the plate. It looks like the Navigators are going to cut the infield up.
And Bergsma has to be careful here. Novak with reverse splits, better against lefties than righties. 286, 571 slug. Really struggled against anything but the fastball this year, though, in the collegiate season. 228 against breaking balls, 158 against off speed. So maybe we'll see a lot of that changeup from Bergsma.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch to Novak is tapped backwards for strike 2, and I think you're in a situation with first base unoccupied where you don't want to offer anything too good to Novak. We know he's a dangerous hitter. You want, even though he has good discipline, you want to try and get him to chase. You have, especially now with pitches to work with, ahead 1-2.
But it's also one of the best positions you could have as a batter. 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out.
Pitch home, misses up and in. Count draws even at 2s with 1 man out and 2 men aboard for Newport, trying to break the 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 7th.
But you have an open base. A walk is not the worst thing in the world. If you're Charlie Bergsma out there on the mound, you do have a couple of righties on deck.
Bergsma kicks and deals. Chops slowly towards second. Zyrus breaking for the plate. No throw will be made. The throw to first in time for the second out of the inning, but Ryan Novak gets the job done. A slow roller at Jack Rickheim is enough to score Devin Zyrus, and Newport out in front 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Their first lead of the night.
Newport doing what happened to them against Sanford on Saturday night. Good job manufacturing runs, good situational hitting. Hunter Kingsbury, a really good situational hitter. The
Ryan
bunt
Novak,
sign was on, wasn't able to drop down the bunt. And now Bergsma has allowed the go-ahead run to score. Still a big out to come.
Yeah, it seemed like the Navigators were going to be the team playing from ahead.
Yeah.
But McClaskey able to settle in after those missed bunts from Hunter Kingsbury.
This has kind of just been how Newport's been in this very young season. Is either, they let up too much when they're ahead, or they somehow start surging from behind. And this is no exception.
No balls, 2 strikes. Looking for the 3rd out of the inning. Pitch home, tap softly over towards third. Bello has it on a hop. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Newport gets 1 across and takes the lead. We have 2 innings left to play. 3-2 Newport, your score. Up next on ESPN+. talk about movies at the break, but this game turning into a movie in its own right. A one-run ball game in the bottom of the 7th. 3-2 lead for the Newport Gulls, and it's a new arm on the mound, and David McSweeney out of Northeastern, another New England local, if you will. He's used to the area.
Navs go with the Northeastern kid, and now the Gulls go with the Northeastern kid. McSweeney, in only his second appearance on the mound so far this season, his only other performance last Wednesday against the Mountaineers, where he helped with relieving Mitch McClaskey, just like what we have going on tonight.
And this is the third time in the ball game that Maddox Simpson has led off an inning. He's grounded out to third and walked in those 2 at-bats. Simpson and Bello. Jack Hawk really, really trying to get these guys out of their slumps, have them build confidence, hitting them in the middle of the order. Bello's moved down a little bit. He's been in that 2, 3, and 4 higher slots in the lineup, so he's in the 6 hole tonight. Bello 0 for 3, Simpson 0 for 2 with a walk. Simpson obviously representing the tying run, and Bello the go-ahead run if Simpson is able to get on base. Crucial at-bats in this one in what could be their final plate appearances of the night.
From Cohasset, Massachusetts, David McSweeney, tasked with getting through the 7th, maybe even the 8th, possibly even the 9th if he were to move effectively, but probably the setup guy for whoever the closer may be for Newport here tonight. First pitch misses outside, 1-0 to Maddox Simpson, who...
Well, he was the guy that finished up last week against Vermont. He had 2 innings pitched. He had a strikeout. No earned runs, so maybe that's why they're relying on him.
A swing and a miss at the Heat for strike 1.
How about a quick moment for Mickey McClaskey? 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Phenomenal stuff out of the bullpen.
Especially working out of that jam last inning as well.
You can't ask for much out of a reliever.
42 pitches, 28 of them in the zone.
3-2 fouled back into the Stadionic netting for strike 2. David McSweeney trying to pick up his first strikeout of the ball game.
A little bit of a Newport evening breeze. I didn't bring a jacket or anything. I'm starting to regret that right now.
Yeah, it gets chilly here at night.
Absolutely.
The 1-2 grounded foul left side.
I mean, we're right on the wharf. We actually park over by there, and we get like free parking passes. So, yeah, that sea breeze coming out of the Atlantic Ocean makes things a little bit nippy, and it makes the wind inside of the stadium make things even more chaotic to add on to everything else going on with the weirdness that is the wonderfulness of Cardines.
67 degrees outside right now. Feels like 61. The pitch from McSweeney fouled now right side over the clubhouse and into the street, bouncing off the roofing, knocking a couple tiles loose possibly.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen a baseball go like that that's been hit out of Cardines.
That ball was hit sharply the other way, but
glad the people on top of the clubhouse didn't get hit. That would have been a tragedy.
The 1-2 lined right side, working over his Salinas. He's not going to get there. It's a leadoff single for Maddox Simpson, and the North Shore Navigators trying to respond in the top of the 8th.
Big swing of the bat right there for Maddox Simpson. Huge to get on base ahead of Bello. You got Hudson Ellis due in 4 hitters. We know what he's done tonight. Just pass the baton, keep the line moving. We mentioned the weather, the wind, 11 miles an hour, 20 mile an hour gusts northwest, so that's toward that left field corner down the line.
Pitch into Jason Bello, paints the outside for strike 1.
Of course, with the way the Cardines is, that might not necessarily be helpful because that also could, with how shallow everything is, that could send that ball out into America's Cup Avenue.
No balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, those guys coming in from right field.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. The McSweeney heater obviously working in on the right-hander. And that's what can make it so effective. It just really cuts these batters off in at the hands.
And he continues to just be a tick late. Bello 0 for 3, desperately looking for that second base hit of the season.
Pickoff move over towards first base bag, not in time. I realized I said McSweeney was entering in this. He's entering in the 8th. So, yeah, you would plan for him to try and finish this in the final 2 innings.
Bellows, Sengenberger, and Rickheim, 6, 7, and 8 for North Shore tonight, 0 for 9.
Pitch home, misses outside for the first ball of the at-bat.
And if you can go only using 3 pitchers for Newport, even with how lopsidedly weird things started, I mean, that's a good way to finish, and it gives you some relief with what you're about to go up against.
McSweeney. Pitch delivers, line drive right side, through for a base hit. Simpson advances the extra 90. Bellows safe in at first. Back-to-back base knocks for the North Shore Navigators. Still no outs in the top of the 8th.
How good does that feel for Jason Bellow? Both of his hits this season have been singles to right field. A bat flip on a single. Are you kidding me? What a feeling that must be to bust out of that for both Simpson and Bellow. They played together in high school in Fort Myers, Florida. Jack Hawk asking them to hit in the middle of the order and continue to progress and gain confidence as this summer season goes on.
Well, after 2 straight hits, Sengenberger squares and watches strike 1.
And we know the struggles that a lot of guys go through when you go from those metal bats to the wooden bats. You're just not used to it.
You saw Zyrus was very quick to move in when he saw that he was squaring up for a bunt.
Another big opportunity for North Shore, who came up empty-handed last inning. 2 men aboard, no men out. The 0-1 pitch showing bunt again. And they're going to say he went for strike 2.
Didn't pull back quite fast enough.
So now 2 strikes again. And the last time to Hunter Kingsbury, we saw the Navigators try and lay down a bunt one more time. Will they try that risky move again with Sengenberger?
Also, great work by Broski getting ahead of the ball when he dropped it.
Zyrus and Haley both still shading in. McSweeney kicks and deals. The 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Working low and away and gets Sengenberger to chase. Turns things over to Jack Rickheim.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see Dan Likas pinch hit in that spot. I understand you want to get the bunt down, but that's now 2 times in consecutive innings you've had first and second, nobody out, and you've tried to bunt, and it's resulted in a strikeout.
Meanwhile, McSweeney, he got that first out, so he can breathe a little bit easier.
Breathe a little bit easier indeed with 1 out and 2 men aboard. This is going to be Jack Rickheim dealing in.
You have to be careful, though, because you know who's coming up on deck.
We saw him on the graphic, yeah. Hudson Ellis is coming up.
He will get a 4th chance. Home run would be for the cycle. You know, if he gets a chance, he'd just be looking for a base hit to tie the game.
Yeah, it's hard to, keep your mind on just collecting a base hit to tie the game when you have a piece of history right in front of you. The 0-1 home misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Most of those guys, though, don't really pay attention to what they're doing with history.
Yes.
They focus on, what can I do to help the team? It's a very selfless effort in baseball. That and the fact that you got 8 other guys that have to have your back, part of why I love this game so much. No one player does it all on their own.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 men aboard. The tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Ball 2 misses high and away. Runners on base include Maddox Simpson, the man in scoring position. Jason Bellow over at first. Jack Rickheim digging into the right-handed batter's box. Ahead 2-1 on pitcher David McSweeney.
Rickheim, a good guy to have up in a spot like this. Handles the bat very well. He can run if he hits a ground ball.
Ground and fouled straight back, for strike 2, so the count draws even.
Yeah, hit came back pretty hard. That slammed right into that wall. It shook up here.
McSweeney picked up the Gulls' 10th strikeout of the day for the pitching staff. North Shore with 8. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on with 1 man out. The Gulls clinging on to a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th. The pitch home misses outside, and the count's going to run full. And we mentioned the dangerous Hudson Ellis, followed by the top of the order for the North Shore Navigators, looms on deck and in the hole.
And will Jack Hawk put the runners in motion right here on a 3-2 pitch? There is only 1 out, but you want to stay out of that double play as best you can.
McSweeney set, peeks back at second. Pitch home, fly ball, center field. Working on back is Klug, and it's going to be off the wall. Maddox Simpson's going to come in to score. Bello digging for third. He'll be held up right there. It's a double from Jack Rickheim on the 3-2 pitch, and we're tied here in Newport.
What a swing of the bat from Jack Rickheim. It was actually a really nice job in center field by Chris Klug of bluffing that ball, looking like he had it. I thought Maddox Simpson forgot how many outs there were, but he had a really good read on that ball off the bat. And now second and third with only one away, an opportunity to take the lead and get a cushion. And the last guy tonight you want to see at the plate.
Hudson Ellis.
Hudson Ellis, yep. And Coach Coombs is going to make his stroll out to the mound. Wonder if this is it for David McSweeney.
It looks like it might be. I'm seeing the cart.
And it looks like it's going to be Newport tied with the North Shore Navigators. We'll have more on the other side of ESPN Plus. Tied NECBL action. More after this. Well, David McSweeney only are able to record one out in the top of the eighth. The North Shore Navigators tying things up and turning things over to Jake Greger, a 1.50 ERA across 2 appearances, 6 innings pitched. He's given up 1 earned run off of 3 hits, 3 walks, picked up 1 strikeout as well, a 158 batting average against in a high-pressure scenario with the go-ahead run standing just 90 feet away at third and some more insurance as well, and Jack Rickheim standing at second, and most importantly of all, the most dangerous man of the day, Hudson Ellis, standing at the dish, just a home run shy of the cycle.
You know, we talked about movies in between innings. Jake Greger, a big fan of Step Brothers. That's his favorite movie as listed on his collegiate page. He also lists Walker Buehler and Max Scherzer as his 2 favorite pitchers. He's a big Dodgers fan. Seeing right now in that stretch, a little bit of a Walker Buehler delivery to home plate. Very similar with that straight leg kick out, quick to the plate. And Hudson Ellis, the batter, I would not be shocked if he is given first base here with how he's been swinging the bat tonight. The problem for Newport, Grayson Carpenter on deck, that does not provide much relief.
No.
It's almost a game of pick your poison.
Right.
If you were to walk Ellis, at least it would give you the force out at home plate. The infield's going to be cut up. Ellis 3 for 3 today, a triple in his first at-bat, a double in his second, a single in his third.
If I'm Hudson Ellis, I'm kind of laughing internally at this because, like, they're so scared of me, they had to go with another guy to come out and relieve.
You really can't say enough about that at-bat by Jack Rickheim, who gets a big lead off of second base. He's just a great situational hitter, only grounded into 2 double plays all season for Harvard.
First pitch is a called strike up and outside. Greger working ahead. Infield cut up for the goals. A tie game in the top of the 8th. North Shore looking to grab the lead right back. Ground ball towards Cloud, and it's off of his foot. Everybody's safe. It's an error by the goals, and a costly one at that, as the North Shore Navigators have taken the lead in the top half of the 8th.
Well, the Navigators might have their struggles early in the season offensively, but they do put the ball in play. 76 strikeouts as an offense coming into play today. That's the 3rd fewest in the NECBL. That BABIP luck is going to continue to even itself out as the year goes on. Just put the ball in play. You never know what'll happen. Hudson Ellis on for the 4th time this evening. He doesn't have that home run for the cycle, but North Shore threatening not only just taking the lead, but to really get some insurance here with Grayson Carpenter. He's been on base 4 times tonight.
He does the job. Runner takes off, and no throw will be made. If you're Cloud, I think Maddox Simpson, with the jump he had off of third, would have been safe regardless, but it would have been nice for Newport to at least record the second out of the inning if you're the Gulls. Now right back in the same scenario with runners on second and third, but just 1 out to show for it, as the infield's going to have to stay up to try and keep this a manageable 1-run ball game.
You know, I was kind of right. He did get no hit there, but he still reached base.
Pitch home from Gregor. Pounds the zone for strike 1.
It's an E6 on Caden Cloud. Obviously the biggest error we've seen tonight as it gives North Shore the lead.
Second error of the day for the Newport Gulls, and coming at a bad time.
And if you're Grayson Carpenter, you just want to put the bat on the ball. A little blooper could find a home in the outfield. The infield in, but at the same time, the outfielder is quite shallow as well.
Gregor misses below the knees in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 men aboard, both in scoring position. Jason Bellows stands at third. Jack Rickheim at second. Top of the order, and Grayson Carpenter standing in the right-handed batter's box, and Jake Gregor out of relief, the 4th arm for Newport on the mound. Misses outside, 3-1. And the last thing you want to do if you're Newport is issue free passes at this point in the game, and just keep letting the Navigators pass along the baton.
And I think if you're Grayson Carpenter, you ought to shrink the strike zone to the size of a dinner plate. Something middle, otherwise you let it go.
3-1, saw it on the inside, but floated into right field and down for a base hit. Coming in to score is Bello. It's a 2-run lead for the North Shore Navigators. A 3-run top of the 8th inning. What a response.
Put the ball in play late there on that pitch. Just got it into right field. Salinas playing very shallow, and it's still dropped in front of him. A good hold there by Jack Hawk on Hudson Ellis at third base, and threatening to blow this game wide open in the 8th inning. What a comeback.
That's 3 RBIs from Carpenter tonight.
Newport getting deja vu back to Saturday. A 3-2 lead against Sanford that turned into a 5-3 ball game. The North Shore Navigators, though, don't look like they might be done just yet. Hunter Kingsbury stands in, the lefty, facing the right-handed Jake Gregor.
And what a chance it is for Kingsbury.
The OL chopped slowly back towards the middle, but moving right, and foul, touched by Adam Broski.
He's only put the ball in play. He struck out 6 of his last 9 plate appearances. He's only put the ball in play once. 2 walks in those 9 plate appearances.
Including striking out 3 times today.
3 strikeouts today, 3 strikeouts on Saturday. Again, put the ball in play, even a ground ball off the bat of Kingsbury. He runs so well. Could very easily beat it out and bring in another. And a 3-run lead right now for North Shore would feel so good.
1 out with runners on the corners. The pitch home from Gregor, slapped the other way and threw into the outfield grass. 4 runs in the top half of the 8th for the North Shore Navigators. That one courtesy of Hunter Kingsbury's RBI single. In what was a 3-2 ball game just minutes ago, now in favor of the Navigators, 6-3.
That is a beautiful piece of hitting. Just reached out and slapped it the other way. He understood worst case scenario, it's either going to be caught or a ground ball that he could beat out. Best case scenario right there, it finds a home and everybody's safe. And Grant Hunter, a guy who's due. We know how hot he's been, 0 for 4 tonight.
Grant Hunter, the only player on the Navs lineup right now that has not reached base tonight.
5 hits on the inning for North Shore. Gregor's first pitch is a called strike 1. And Joe Dupuy, you mentioned this earlier about Newport just unable to put a complete 9 innings together, and that's why you see all these close losses on the schedule.
Well, you
and
need
this
to have a
one, unless
goldfish
they're able
memory.
to turn things around, may just be another.
Well, you got to have a goldfish memory in any sport, but baseball especially. Forget about what's happened before. Worry about it later.
Right.
Even if later is the next inning or the inning after.
Goldfish memory, next play.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all about the pipeline, man. 0-2.
Someone got that reference.
One
Thank
out
you.
with 2 runners on. Gregor trying to work his way through a long inning. Runners take off. A half-offered attempt, and they'll say he went. Grant Hunter will strike out, but both runners move up the 90 feet.
Yeah, Hunter can't believe it.
From up here in the booth, I thought he went, but
I did too.
The Binghamton product is
But it's a nice job.
shaking his head no.
It's a nice job by Adam Broski. Just don't worry about the base runners. Focus on the hitter. Get the hitter out. Still not out of the inning just yet with Jay Slater due up. Obviously a big out number 2 right there to make sure that this doesn't get totally out of hand.
Jay Slater with 2 runners in scoring position could put this one basically completely out of reach. A base hit could turn it from a 3-run ball game into a 5, and with just 6 outs left to work with, the chances for Newport looking slimmer and slimmer by the minute.
And with Slater up, that's 9 batters this inning for the Navs.
The 0-1. Shot backwards, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 men in scoring position.
Still very far from over as Newport will get 2 more opportunities to swing the bats, and they've got 6 outs to play with. But up until this point, what a well-rounded, complete baseball game played by the North Shore Navigators. Gian Gamelli, fantastic on the mound. The 2 middle relievers weren't at their best, but Charlie Bergsma picked them up.
The 0-2 from Gregor, breaking ball, misses outside and low, ball 1.
And in this 8th inning, fantastic, timely, and situational hitting. Put the bat on the baseball, and good things will happen.
Stringing together base hits and
Keep the line
making
moving.
Newport pay.
And it all began with Maddox Simpson and Jason Bello. You can only imagine the relief that those 2 feel in the dugout right now.
The 1-2, fly ball into shallow right field. Salinas making a run in on it. Gets to the spot in time for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Navigators do some serious damage. A 4-run top of the 8th and a commanding 6-3 lead. Can Newport make it a ball game? Find out next in the bottom of the 8th on ESPN+.
Most people spend their time trying to fit in. Not me. I want to be all in. I want to be in too deep, in the moment, in the center of it all, in the room where it happens. In it to make a difference every single moment of every single day. So grit your teeth and smile. Be ready to take on adversity. Be ready to transform the world. Ready for whatever life has in store. So, you in?
The motoring event of the year returns. The All Dream Newport Concours and Motor Week, October 1st through 4th. Witness breathtaking automobiles against the stunning backdrop of coastline and historic venues. From celebrated events like the Gathering and Concours d'Elegance to the all-new supercar and hypercar Concours, and free access to the Concours Village. There's something for all to enjoy. Join us in our chair Jay Leno in celebrating automotive excellence, luxury, and community. Tickets on sale now.
Well, shout out to that wonderful guy right there. Running one of our cameras tonight, one of the broadcast operation interns, Matthew Benestad. It's his birthday.
His 20th birthday.
The big 2-0. He's done with the teens. He's into the 20s.
Lip syncing to Journey.
Lip syncing to Journey. What rather way would you celebrate than with the Newport Gulls coming back from down 3?
You know,
that would be amazing, yeah.
You know, I've got an opinion on birthdays, gentlemen.
Yes.
Right there, if we were to say, you know, you often say, let's say someone turns 30. You tell them, oh, you don't look a day over 25, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I am 30.
You can't tell him that he looks a day over 15. That's just weird. That's not exactly a compliment.
Yeah, don't.
There's a point on a graph.
Oh,
where
happy 12th birthday. You don't look a day over 5.
Where it crosses over
Wouldn't
from
be a compliment.
You look older. Oh, it's a compliment when you're little to be. Oh, you look like you're a big kid.
Yeah.
At some point, it crosses over. I don't know when that.
I'm 21. I don't like being told that I look young.
I think it's around teenage years where it's like, hey, you look exactly like the age you just turned.
Right. Right.
There is an equilibrium point.
Where the only thing that might be upset is the person being like, well, I want to look like I'm 21 so I can drink.
Whoa, Joe, come on. I'm just trolling.
I didn't.
The 0-1 to Caden Cloud.
Drinking. What is this activity?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. I think it's this thing where you take a liquid and you put it into your mouth.
Like water?
Like water, exactly.
Like water, yeah.
I'm familiar with that.
The 0-1 to
Big
Cloud.
water fan. Oh, water rules.
I'm a big
carbonated water.
I like
you can't live without it, I would argue.
I like Poland Spring.
Me, I'm more of an Aquafina person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unpopular.
That's a
We're giving
hot
out
take.
free ads right now?
No.
Wow.
No.
We're giving out free ads.
I mean,
Fiji
we were advertising.
tried to sponsor me.
Fiji, please charge fewer than $8 for your water bottles.
And while you're
Cloud
at it,
goes
and while you're
down
at
looking.
it, yeah, just, I know Cloud wanted
After
wanted that
making
at
me-
bat. I know Cloud wanted that at bat there, but that fantasy of his might be the final at bat.
Yes, after making an error in the away half of the inning, a 3-pitch strikeout to begin the home half. Newport chasing 3.
At this stage of the game, we don't see it right now for Braxton Trammell, but will we see any pinch hitters, any chess moves being made on the Newport side of things?
Newport hasn't
by
been big.
Michael
We've
Coombs.
seen a couple instances this year where they've turned to a pinch hitter, but in most scenarios, it's been sticking with the guys in the lineup. Braxton Trammell watches a breaking ball on the inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
I'd argue it's part of the way Mike Coombs does things is he wants to make sure that guys get the reps that they deserve and helps to develop because that's what this
And he
league
wants
is
to throw
about
them into
regardless.
situations even when they might be uncomfortable.
Exactly. Because in a situation, you might come into a situation like this when you go into the pros. And you can't just back out of it just because, oh, it's the collegiate level. No, in the real MLB, you're going to have to man up, put on the big boy pants and go out there and make a comeback.
The big boy
from being
pants.
down by 3. Exactly.
You have your big boy pants on today, Joe?
I have my gentleman's slacks.
Gentlemen's slacks. Where do
I think
those
those
fall?
qualify.
Where do those fall? Are those included?
I think those count. Yes, as we see the Navs bullpen next to the Gulls bullpen.
Trammell looking for his first hit of the ball game. Watches ball 3 below the zone. The count runs full.
Yeah, how about the mental games that can be played? The bullpens right next to each other, the dugouts next to each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it can.
But we have people come in here all the time that have talked about actually playing here, and they say, yeah, no, that adds to the psychology of this.
You know, it reminds me of it's crazy to say, now it's the old Buffalo Bills Stadium.
The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Yeah, the now old Buffalo Bills Stadium where you had the 2 locker rooms right next to each other and the 2 teams come down the same tunnel.
Yeah.
And the spark that adds to a game. How about Charlie Bergsma, though? Just coming right after these hitters. That's the luxury that he has. No need to mess around. You've got a 3-run lead. The worst that can happen is a solo home run. Oh, well, you've still got a 2-run cushion.
Yeah, and I think we were all a little bit surprised up here in the booth to see Bergsma heading back out there after giving up a run last inning and then having a long inning to have to sit through with North Shore scratching across 4, of course. But they choose to trust him and send him back out there, and he hasn't. He's impressed and really settled in his 3rd inning of work.
A little surprising, but I kind of like the move by Jack Hawk. It's a move of the chess pieces. His last outing was in that game against Valley on Thursday, in which the Navigators fell behind 6-0, came back, tied the game 6-6. Bergsma actually got the loss in that game as he did allow the eventual game-winning run to come across to the plate.
Klug fouls the 1-1 back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but he gets another opportunity. He gave up the go-ahead run in the 7th. His offense picks him up this time, and now he has the opportunity to earn the win in this ball game and rebound here in this 8th.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bergsma trying to work 1, 2, 3. Pitch home. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball. So after surrendering 4 runs in the top half of the inning, the Gulls left scoreless in the home half. A 6-3 commanding lead for the North Shore Navigators as they try to pour on even more as we head to the 9th. Newport's really going to need to hold the North Shore Navigators at bay in this inning if they want any fighting chance in the bottom of the ninth. Mac Edwards steps on in, and while he made an appearance in that Mystic Schooners game, he gave up a run, but it wasn't to his name, so he has a 0 ERA and 0.0 innings pitched. This is really his first taste of action where he wasn't thrown into a extremely difficult scenario. Some hacky sack out in left field. You know, I was at the Sanford Mainers Stadium, and they had no hacky sack signs everywhere, and I felt like I was in the movie Footloose. I was like, hacky sack's illegal? And then the Newport guys played anyways, and I guess that put a curse
Navs
on.
did too. I don't think that's exactly obeyed.
Yeah.
And, you know, I find it very interesting going to Mac Edwards, the UCLA product, the team that reached #1 seed in the tournament. And we won't talk about what happened in that tournament, but, you know, they have shown themselves to be incredibly skilled.
Well,
and I think Mac Edwards, maybe that's why they're giving it to him, to give him maybe some redemption from that.
I didn't see much action with the Bruins this season. 2 appearances, just 1 total inning pitched. A 9 flat ERA, 250 batting average against. You can see he's got the Bruins blue underneath the Gulls white here tonight.
I mean, they don't really have cold like this down in LA.
No.
Yes, you know, this is definitely on the chillier side for him. It's chilly for our boy Luke Fitzpatrick to the left
no
of me.
doubt. No
Joe
doubt.
Dupuis on my right.
No, not for me. I got the long sleeves on the coat.
Joe Dupuis, you know what I say, Joe? I'm always cold. Do you know why?
Why?
I have ice in my veins.
I knew you were going to say something like
Oh,
that.
I'd also say I'm also still technically always cold. I just won't say why because I'd rather not. As we see a very familiar due up here, we have Simpson, Bello, and Sengenberger. And the reason I say it's familiar is because that's literally how the due up was.
And that's the 4th time in this ballgame that those 3 have been due up to start an inning.
Simpson grounds one towards Haley, and it's an error. Make it the 3rd of the bowl game for the Gulls as Haley goes for the backhand and just bats it into foul territory.
And that's 3 errors from the Gulls tonight. And it's part of the reason why they're trailing by 3.
And the last 3 times that Simpson has started off an inning, 3 of those 4 times, but the last 3 times he's gotten on base. Walk, single, and now an E5.
And I think we talked about earlier the run differential being far higher for Newport than a team with just a 3-5-1 record, but it's the inability to put all 3 phases of the game together all at once. It's they can have some nights where they're hitting great, they have some nights where they're pitching great, they have some nights where there's both, but then you factor in the fielding as well and how that hasn't been consistent as of late. And you need to play good in all 3 facets if you want to win the game. And Newport just not obviously hitting where they want to be tonight, but also not fielding well, and that's been the main reason why they're out of this ball game.
Yeah, and for the Navigators, on the flip side, in the bottom half of the 9th, 3 of the first 5 hitters you have Broski due up to start it off.
The 1-1, a fastball.
And then 2 lefties, a righty, and another lefty. So you'd imagine the Navigators would counter with a lefty of their own. Maybe Charlie Bergsma continues. I've got my eye. We can't really see from our vantage point down in the Navigator bullpen. I would not be surprised if we saw Jack Zimmerman come in. He already has 1 save this season.
Ground ball towards Trammell. Flip to second for 1. Over to first. 4-6-3 double play for the first 2 outs of the top of the 9th. A routine double play ball, and Newport not messing that one up. Trammell with a good flip over to the bag, and Cloud coming right across, delivering the strike over to first. And now Simpson and Bello both retired. Sengenberger stands in. 0 for 4 today.
I was incorrect when I said that that Slater was the only player on the lineup to not reach for the Navs. Sengenberger also did not reach tonight.
Well, anybody following World Cup action, today's been a whole lot of ties. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay wrapping up, finishing 1-1 in full time. Belgium, Egypt, the same score.
Oh, did they tie? Was it 1-1?
1-1.
High kicking, low scoring, and ties. You bet.
I saw the Spain and Cape. Was it Spain and Cape Verde?
Yes.
I saw the 0-0 tie. Very
Cape
surprising
Verde,
result.
the smallest country in the World Cup.
Of course, Lamine Yamal coming into that game late.
Yes, but I think Spain was you know, it is a lot of people's World Cup pick. But you think back to the Qatar World Cup, and no one was more shocked than when Argentina lost their opening game, and then came back and ended up winning it all.
Have you guys a dog in the fight for the World Cup?
I think with the way the U.S. looked, they definitely hooked me a little bit more. Like usually,
I always
with how
root for France.
uncompetitive the soccer's been, I jump around to like the players I like. But
my mother almost had World Cup tickets to go up to Gillette to see France and Norway, but we have family in Canada, so I got multiple dogs in this fight. And,
I'm always a France guy. Kylian Mbappe, one of my favorite athletes. Michael Brown, a Hofstra guy on the Navigators. He's a big Kylian Mbappe and France guy.
France, I mean, I think they're definitely coming back with something to prove.
And not a common state, Las Vegas and Nevada. Nevada guy on the mound right now, Mac Edwards, is from Reno.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch home from Edwards. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mac Edwards, his first strikeout in a Newport Gulls jersey, comes in the top of the 9th, but Newport, well, they trail by 3. Do they have some magic in them? We're going to find out on the other side from ESPN+. Well, the bullpen's emptying towards the dugouts as they retreat from the outside danger, I guess, and try and pack some more energy. I'm sure you can hear those guys screaming.
Look at this atmosphere. This is amazing.
You know, the Gulls have had comebacks from things like this before. They played against Bristol last year here. They were trailing in this very same position and ended up coming back winning. And, you know, I mentioned her before, my mother. One of my favorite memories with her, we went to Mother's Day at my grandmother's house in 2007. You know what happened on that Mother's Day in 2007? The Mother's Day miracle. Red Sox were trailing 5-0 to the Orioles and ended up coming back 6-5. So if that can happen, you know, in the bottom of the ninth and that, I could see that happening with the Gulls.
Joe, you want to hear something?
What?
You know where I was on Mother's Day 2007?
At that game?
I wasn't born yet.
Wow.
Wow.
I am very old.
Yeah, I'm.
Wow.
I wasn't born yet, man.
I was in 7th grade.
What do the kids call that? Unk?
Yeah, Unk.
Unk? Dude, you're grandpa.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm a grandpa compared to the rest of you.
I think that would be OG.
Yeah.
Yes,
OG
you
territory.
are OG.
Yeah.
Joe Dupuis and dinosaurs used to roam Earth together.
Bergsma still out there for the Navs? What is going on?
Bergsma out there for the 9th.
I'm not really
First
shocked.
pitch misses outside Adam Broski.
I'm not shocked to see it. Bergsma has worked multiple innings several times this season.
2 1/3
and in the
so
last inning struck out all 3 batters he faces. Maybe a very short leash from Jack Hawk. A couple of base runners, you'd imagine he would make a call to the bullpen, but he's got Broski due up if he's able to retire him. 3 of the next 4 hitters are lefties.
Cyrus and Salinas would both be
fouled back into the netting.
Boy, I could really use a jacket at this stage of the game. I'm regretting it.
You trying to tempt me into taking off mine for you, Luke?
You said it, not me. You suggested it.
Adam Broski behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bergsma looking for a 4th consecutive K. The pitch home, grounded over towards third. Stumbling out of the boxes, Broski. Throw to first in plenty of time. Jason Bello whipping it over to Maddox Simpson. And now just 2 outs away, the North Shore Navigators from their 2nd straight win.
I'm feeling like I could use one of those big, bulky bullpen coats that you see
those are
all leagues of baseball.
The pitcher jackets.
Luckily, it's only going to get warmer.
What do the kids call those, Aura?
Yes.
I think we saw some of the pitchers coming out of the bullpens with those.
Really? Yeah, boy, I could use one of those.
1 out. First pitch to Devin Zyrus, misses below the knees for ball 1. And this is the part of the lineup you obviously want up if you're Newport, trying to overcome this 3-run deficit. Zyrus 2 for 3 today. Watches strike 1 on the inside.
He's got 2 of the 3 runs as well.
Or if anyone wants to buy me a nice, several $1,000 Canada Goose jacket and deliver it to me on air, I'd love that as well.
Those things are nice.
Oh, yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Zyrus swinging right above the breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2.
I worry he's trying to play hero ball here and just get whatever he can.
Not much hero that you can be in a game down 3, though. You just got to get on base.
The 1-2 misses up and in. Count draws even at 2s. I think that's right. There's no such thing as a 3-run homer when nobody's on base, Joe. And
true.
If you're
the 3-run solo homer,
if you're Devin Zyrus, you just got to focus on passing the baton on to the next person, Tristan Salinas. The 2-2 chases low and away for strike 3, and Newport down to their final out of the ball game in Tristan Salinas.
I mean, you mentioned how big hits can, with these dimensions, you can get multi-hitters multiple times. I think that's what Zyrus was trying to do. Unfortunately, trying to do too much and, taking swings you really shouldn't.
Salinas, the lefty, trying to extend the ball game for the Gulls. Watches strike 1 at the knees.
They need to calm down and pay attention to what's going on and relax, because this is not going the way that they would like.
0-1 misses outside. Count draws even.
We had a moment earlier in the game for Mickey McClaskey. How about a moment for Charlie Bergsma? Now completed 3 innings and out away from 3 into 3rd and earning a save. 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, mowing down these Newport Gulls.
1 ball, 1 strike inside and eclipse Salinas.
Shouldn't have said anything.
And the umpire might be ruling it a foul ball. Salinas trying to show him his arm that has a mark on it. The umpire hasn't made he's going to call in his fellow partners. Salinas, it seems like it hit him based off his reaction. He was in utter shock when told that it was a foul ball.
A lot of the time, though,
you see what we got. It's going to be slow rolling here.
Thank you to our replay team downstairs. The question is, did it get the...
I can't see it from that angle. You can't see
interesting. Interesting. Well, the umpires are going to meet, and we'll see.
It would have... If it would have been clunking on the barrel, on the the bottom of the bat and the hilt.
And this is a nice job by Salinas of selling it. Of course, you want to act like you got hit, and he's going to be awarded first base. But if you're Bergsma on the mound, you got Maddox, Haley Duop. There's just no reason to nibble. Just go right after him. Make this Newport lineup beat you. You've got 1 out left to go.
So with Maddox, Haley up and 2 outs, he would need to get Ryan Novak up, who would be the tying run for Newport to have a chance. Cade Brown at this point would be the winning run.
The third baseman, number 13.
Newport trying to avoid 4 straight losses, but just 1 out away from doing so.
It looks like there were some talks between Nav's coaching and the umpire to try to explain what happened there.
Maddox Haley trying to extend the ball game just a little bit longer. 0 for 3 today. Swing and a miss at the first pitch for strike number 1.
Jack Zimmerman standing up in that Navs bullpen, one of the few pitchers standing up and moving around, but he doesn't have his glove on.
There's not really
the
a
Navigators
lot going on up there.
No, there's
trying
not.
to rely on Bergsma to take them home. The 0-1. Fly ball center field. Working back on it is Kingsbury, and it's going to be off the wall. Haley digging for 2. Salinas gets the wave at third. The throw at the plate not on line. It's a 2-run ball game. And now the Gulls not saying goodnight just yet. Ryan Novak's going to step up to the dish with a chance to tie things up.
Yeah, no quitting. These Newport Gulls are not going to let Charlie Bergsma off the hook the easy way. That one took a weird hop for Hunter Kingsbury and those strange dimensions out there in center field. Ryan Novak now representing the tying run.
And if Newport had have just worked on a few more early base runners, that base hit could have been far more useful, but keeps the game alive nonetheless. First pitch in the dirt. Haley will advance over to third. Newport showing some pressure. Bergsma a little bit rattled.
And if you're Bergsma, you just can't worry about that. You can't worry about the runner at third. That run doesn't mean anything. The run that matters is the guy at the plate. Get Novak out. Not the finest finish from Bergsma here, but you're still a pitch away from this ball game being over.
Down to their final out. The pitch to Novak. Right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Gulls have made him work. This will be pitch number 56. So Bergsma's going to get a couple days off after this, you'd imagine.
The 1-1. Fly ball, deep left field. Working back is Hunter, and with room to spare, makes the catch for out number 3. The North Shore Navigators capture their 2nd win in a row, and for Newport, it's 4 straight losses. 6-4 in favor of the Navigators. We're going to break things down on the other side from ESPN+. The North Shore Navigators, your victors in 6-4 fashion. And well, it was a big 8th inning that helped settle things. 4 runs for the Navigators in a game they trailed 3-2, but rode that 3-run lead to their 2nd straight win after a dominant win against the North Adams Steeplecats yesterday. They're able to carry that success over in today. And I turn to you, Luke Fitzpatrick. Luke, how can the North Shore Navigators keep this rolling? Obviously, we talked about earlier, not the ideal start to the season, but they've dug in out of these early season holes before, and how can they expect to do that here once again this season?
Yeah, 3 of the last 4 games are really confidence boosting. You have that game against Valley, you go down 6-0. They were already off to a 1-4 start to the season. You climb out of that hole and tie the game. They were unable to win, and they get blown out the next night. And they have rebounded in a really, really commendable manner. The big win Saturday night, blowout win over North Adams. The day off, well rested, and now fantastic pitching tonight on the road. 3-2 on the road. Back to Frazier Field tomorrow. 3 games in a row. They'll have 3 chances at that first home win this season. The timely hitting tonight on point. You can't say enough about Maddox Simpson and Jason Bello, the table setters out of that 5 and 6 hole, and of course, at the bottom of the order, Hudson Ellis, 3 extra base hits.
Well, that 3-game homestand, including the Vermont Mountaineers, Danbury Westerners, and Upper Valley Nighthawks. And Joe, I'll turn to you. The Newport Gulls, this is their longest losing streak, going all the way back to the 2022 season. I know that's kind of crazy to say, and it shows the success that they've had in recent years.
Absolutely.
But if you're Newport, you're starting to hit tough times, and you can say, oh, it's just a slow start. But in the words of Yogi Berra, it gets late early. And how is Newport going to nip this losing streak in the bud and get back on track? There is still 5 more games to be played in the next 5 days.
Well, the best thing that I can say is just try to shore up on the mistakes. You know what you've made, the errors that you've made. You know the problems that you have. You go and fix them. You've got guys that are still haven't quite made it yet because they're still competing in the College World Series. They're only going to be able to do so much. You have to mentally shore yourself up. Forget what happened against North Shore. Forget what happened against Mystic. Forget what happened against Sanford. Just focus up on what is going on now, because some of these teams, you're going to be seeing them later on. And guess what? You can make your answer of, remember what happened last time? Yes, we do, and we're not going to make that same mistake. They're starting out in a very slow position, yes, but even if you, I don't know if you know this, but back in the 2024 season, they started out really slow as well. And you know what happened in the 2024 season?
A championship.
A championship.
Back-to-back championships.
Back-to-back championships.
Yeah.
This kind of thing happens. It's just one of those things you have to mentally shore yourself up, pick yourself up off the ground, dust yourself off, and just goldfish memory. We talked about that earlier.
The North Shore Navigators improve to 3-6 as they begin the trek back towards 500. The Newport Gulls fall to 3-6-1 through their first 10 games of the season. Before we say goodnight, I'd like to thank our entire crew here at Cardians Field. First, the media team, Olivia, Veronica, Adelina, Tyler, and Michael. Thank you for everything you guys do. The broadcast operations, of course, Ethan Poole, Matt Clements, Carter, and our birthday boy, Matt Benestad, excuse me. Down low, we got Sorka Lewis, our director and producer, Mikey Basile, and Tom Lima overseeing all that production here at Cardians, and of course PJ Moynihan overseeing all of the NECBL, the executive producer of NECBL Baseball. We'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight, Joe Dupuis and Luke Fitzpatrick. I'm Harry Tidgewell. The Newport Gulls fall to the North Shore Navigators. Final score 6-4. This was a presentation of ESPN. Copyright New England Collegiate Baseball League. So long and good night.